is officially taking over TikTok. Honey man, what's up, beloved? Good morning to you all. And what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Jazz, let's get it. Happy Friday to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Mr. Enjoy Life, let's go. Honey man, you sent me a message. Okay, I got you. Noaz, what's up, beloved? Deshaun's in the building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Happy Friday to you all. Good morning to you all. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Be where your feet are. You don't have a past. You have a memory. You don't have a future. You have a projection. There's only this moment. Be where your feet are. I know we've been programmed and conditioned to think that the future is in front of you and your past is behind you, but nothing could be further from the truth. Be the greatest. What's up, beloved? So good to see you. One more time. We've been programmed and conditioned to believe that the future is in front of us and your past is behind you. And that's why we always oscillate between the two. Your past is just a memory. Your future is just a projection. It doesn't carry any more power than that. It doesn't carry any more power than that. Tasha, what's up, beloved? Good morning to you. Good morning to you all. Peace and blessings to you all. Yeah, honey man, that piece is pretty heavy. In biz, let's get it. That piece is pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy. Mr. Relevant One, let's get it. JD, let's go. Crypto, I see you. Good morning to you all. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost a live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please share or repost a live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please. Whip Girl, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Good morning to you. Happy Friday to you all. New day, new mindset. New day, new mindset. Red's in the building. Happy birthday, beloved. I know it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to our beloved Red. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, beloved. Happy birthday to you. I love it. Happy birthday to you, beloved. I sing you a song if I could sing. If I sing the song, but they're gonna shut this whole TikTok live down. They're gonna say, man, he can't sing. You can't even sing happy birthday song. Vocal chorus is all over the place. But yeah, happy birthday, beloved. That part right there, Reg, you said something when you said that. Yeah, that's her birthday, beloved. Let's show her some love because she goes so hard for the community. She goes so hard for TikTok. She goes so hard for humanity, every single day, man, every single day. Good morning to you. Again, do me a favor and share or repost a live, you guys, to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please. Kazai's in the building. Let's get it, beloved. Let's go. Sandy's in the building. Let's get it. Let's go, beloved. Lynn's in the building. Let's go. We talked about this the other day, and I'm going to just keep reminding you guys, if you stay with your unhealed trauma long enough, you're going to change into the very person that caused it. You're going to change into the human manifestation of your anger, the human manifestation of your pain, the human manifestation of your trauma, and then you're going to project that onto people. You're going to cut people with that didn't bleed you. I mean, you're going to cut people with that, or you're going to bleed all over people that didn't cut you. And it's so important that you guys understand that if you stay with your unhealed trauma long enough, you are going to change into the very person that caused it. You're going to be a walking, talking billboard for the experience. You're going to be a walking, talking billboard for your pain, a walking, talking billboard for your trauma, a walking, talking billboard for your suffering. And then every person that comes into your life will be wearing the face of what you were unwilling to confront. They were going to be wearing the face of everything you're avoiding, everything you keep suppressing. And it's so important for you to understand that your relationships with other people are toxic because the relationship with yourself is toxic. You can't have a healthy relationship with someone else and you have unhealed wounds within yourself. Because your unhealed wounds are going to be in that relationship just as much as your college education, just as much as your physical body, just as much as your wants, needs, and desires. So you don't get to pick and choose which aspects of you show up to the relationship. When your physical body showed up to the relationship, your pain showed up. When your physical body showed up to the relationship, your trauma showed up. When your physical body showed up to the relationship, all of your unhealed wounds showed up as well. See, and this is the reason why we settle for less than we deserve. This is the reason why we live beneath our potential. This is the reason why we never become the most powerful version of ourselves. Because again, when you stay with your unhealed trauma long enough, you're going to change into the very person that caused it. So you're not avoiding anything. You're not escaping anything. You're not running from anything. You're going to meet your pain wearing someone else's face. And then you're going to call them toxic. You're going to call them the narcissist because society has programmed you how to remain the weakest version of yourself. They're giving you labels and titles that keep you from becoming powerful. Oh, he's a narcissist. Oh, she's toxic. Oh, look out for the red flags in this person. Look out for the red flags in that person. What about the red flags that live in you? What about the narcissist that lives in you? No? You want to talk about that? Type me in the comments if this is your very first time on a live stream with me, please. Queen Ella, what's up, beloved? What's up, beloved? So good to see you. You got to heal your wounds. We sit here praying to God to heal things that we haven't let go of. You know, you cannot ask. See, most of us are asking God to heal us from things that we're still clinging to, that we're still attached to. He can't heal you when you're still clinging to the very thing that's killing you. God cannot heal what you refuse to release. Some of you guys are begging to be healed and begging to become the most powerful version of yourself, but you're still clinging to the very person that's making you weak. You're still clinging to the person that's draining your energy. You're still clinging to the very person that's toxic. You're still in a relationship with the person that made you need to heal to begin with. That's what's mind blowing to me. We asking God to heal us from things, and we still clinging to the person that made us need the healing. You still in contact with the person right now. That's what's mind blowing to me. He can't heal what you refuse to release. And healing requires transparency. Healing requires honesty. Healing requires authenticity. You can't pretend your way to healing. You can't pretend your way to peace. You can't pretend your way to unconditional love. It doesn't work that way, beloved. All that pretending you doing, that's what's hurting you. Pretending to be happy and pretending to love the relationship and pretending to like your job and pretending to like your life and pretending to like the people. All that pretending is what's hurting you the most. Because every time you pretend, you reinforce who you used to be. You're giving CPR to an outdated version of yourself. Every time you tolerate disrespect, you're giving CPR to the outdated version of yourself. Every time you don't speak your truth, you're giving CPR to the outdated version of yourself. And then you sit here praying for God to change what you refuse to walk away from. Help me understand. I'm not asking you to change your life. I'm just asking you to change the filter that you see it through. Life doesn't hurt us just the way we define it does. Your definitions do more damage to you than every person that's ever criticized you in the history of your life. Just the way you define life. That's why awareness is so important, because it's going to change the filter that you see life through. Because you're going to stop seeing reality as you are, and you're going to start seeing reality as it is. And that's what's important. You don't see reality before you become self-aware. You're not seeing reality. You're seeing because reality is created in your mind. Reality doesn't get created based upon what's happening outside of you. Your mind constructs reality. So you're not seeing reality with your eyes. You're seeing reality with your mind. And then you take what's in your mind and you project that onto consciousness. And that's why that's so important. It's so important for us to understand that, the arrangement of your mind is hurting you more than anything else, because your mind is arranged based upon your assumptions, your beliefs, and your expectations. That's the current arrangement of your mind. So every time you learn something new, you become someone new. When you become someone new, your vision changes, your awareness changes, your consciousness expands, everything expands. But that's the problem. Most people keep waking up being the same person they were yesterday. One more time, type me in the comments, you guys, if this is your very first time on a live stream with me. Lynetta, what's up, beloved? Good morning to you. Good morning to you. I'm telling you, you're too powerful to be addicted to your history. That's it. We just gonna throw that out there. You are too powerful to be addicted to your history. You are too powerful to be attached to what can't grow you. Too powerful. Stephen, what's up, beloved? BH, I see you. Too powerful. Welcome our first-time listeners. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, 5D consciousness. I specialize in helping my students and clients globally to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. I teach strength. I teach power. I teach confidence. I teach detachment, because you're not supposed to be attached to anything. Whatever God has in your life is for you. If you have to chase it, it's not for you. If you have to fight for it, it's not for you. If you have to convince it and manipulate it to stay in your life, it's not for you. Stop fighting to keep things in your life that God is trying to remove. Anything that you have to fight, beloved, is not for you. That's your ego keeping the person. That's your needs keeping the person. That's everything that's broken in you clinging to the person, because love clings to nothing. Because love is the most powerful force in the universe. And that's what reality is. Let me tell you something about reality in case you don't know it. Reality is designed to reveal to you through people, places, things, in certain situations, to reveal where you're not free. Reality is designed. Reality will present you with certain people, places, situations, and circumstances to reveal where you're not free, to reveal where your pain is talking, to reveal where your wounds are talking, to reveal where your ego is in control of the situation, not your wisdom, not your awareness. Reality will present you with certain people, places, situations, and circumstances to reveal where you are not free, where you are a slave to people, you are a slave to the environment, you are a slave to the situation, you cling into this person, you attach to that person, you chasing validation, you're chasing approval, you need people to like you. That's what reality is. It is a masterclass into a deeper understanding of who you are. And if you would slow down long enough to stop chasing people and to stop chasing validation and to master yourself, you can conquer life. That's the whole purpose of your life, is to master you. And what's mind-blowing to me, it's just the one thing we haven't mastered. We master the car. We master our jobs. We think we have mastery over the relationship and our kids. We think we have mastery over our reputation and all these. We got all this control around this stuff, but you ain't mastered the one that created all of that. You haven't mastered the source of all of that.
You only master what it creates, but you haven't mastered the one that creates the relationship, that creates the kids, that created the job. Have you mastered depression? Have you mastered fear? Have you mastered what consciousness is? Have you mastered emotional intelligence? Have you mastered self-awareness? Have you mastered your understanding of your ego and your trauma? Have you mastered what's in your shadow and what role it plays in your life? Have you mastered any of that? Because what is more important than those things right there? What, your 9 to 5? Your reputation? How popular you are? How famous you want to be? How wealthy and successful you want to be? What could possibly be more important than you mastering the number one asset that God gave you, which is you? Does it matter what the asset is chasing? Have you mastered the asset? That's the only thing you're here to do. You master you first. I don't want to understand anything until I understand me. Because who's going to be the one doing all the understanding? How can I understand something else if I don't even understand myself? Who's the one in me doing all this understanding? You think you understand your partner, but you ain't met yourself that deeply? How can you possibly master something else if you haven't first mastered yourself? Who's the thing in you that's doing all the understanding? And that's why God is looking at us. He's like, you want me to add more things to your life, but you ain't even discovered yourself yet. You ain't even stepped into your purpose yet. Most of us are walking around here 40, 50, 60 years later, still trying to figure out what our purpose is in life. But you didn't been in all these relationships and all these different friendships and all these different jobs and all these different things. We know what the asset can do. We just don't know what the asset is. Because you've been programmed and conditioned to think that what's outside of you is more important than what's inside of you. And that's the greatest tragedy of mankind. Because there's no urgency to discover you. You only have an urgency to add things to you, not to discover you. We're quick to go get the car, quick to go get the house, quick to go get the apartment, quick to jump into relationship, quick to jump into friendship, just not quick to master ourselves. Oh, I'll do that later. I'll get around to that later. I'll let the therapist tell me what's wrong with me. The therapist ain't met herself that deeply. She don't know who she is. She walking around with book knowledge. She can't tell you what a spiritual being is. She can't tell you something that God created. She can't tell you nothing about you. She can tell you a concept of you. She can go off your patterns and behaviors. But all of the negative emotions you experience, you only experience those things because you're out of alignment with your purpose. That's what they're indicating to you. You're making choices and decisions that don't align with your purpose. That's why they show up. That's why your emotions come. Okay, let me give you the news flash. Your feelings and emotions come because you're making choices, decisions, and moves that don't align with the spiritual being in you. Here comes depression. Here comes fear. Here comes anxiety because you're out of alignment with your divine essence. You're out of alignment with God. You're out of alignment with this moment. You chase love, you lose yourself. You chase people, you abandon yourself. You're looking for happiness, you lose yourself. Anytime you step outside of yourself because you are fully self-contained, nothing outside of you can add anything to you. It can only complement what you already are. But it cannot increase, it cannot enhance. You cannot increase what God creates. That's like you said that you can go to the ocean with a water hose and fill it up. I'm gonna take my water hose to the ocean and add more water to it. We ain't gonna notice the ocean ain't gonna move an inch. Because the ocean don't need your water because it's already everything. You the ocean, beloved. People are just the water hose. They ain't add nothing to you. That's all an illusion of your thinking. One day you might realize that. Okay, what's up, beloved? One day.
That's why we suffer. We suffer because we think the answer to what we need or the answer to what we're looking for is outside of ourselves. And I don't blame you for that because you didn't create that mindset. That happened to you. That was programmed into you during childhood. The day that somebody asks you, what do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? See, because before that person had ever asked you that question, you were unconditional happiness. You were unconditional love. You were joy, peace, bliss. The day before somebody walked up to you and said, hey, little girl, hey, little boy, what do you want to be when you grow up? In that moment, you separated from yourself because in that moment, that person programmed you to believe that the person that you were in that moment was not enough, that you needed to become something else. And your entire life, you've been chasing something else. I want to become this and I want to become that. This is why you feel like you're not enough. This is where the feeling of you not being enough, you not being worthy, this is where that comes from. Because somebody programmed to condition you to believe that the version of yourself that you were in that moment needed to become something different, needed to become something else. The person didn't say to you, you are perfect as you are right now. Would you like to also do this? Would you like to also do that? That would have been the conversation, but that's not what they said to you. What do you want to be? As though being yourself needed to change. And you've been chasing things your entire life and you've never caught you. Because the you were looking for, you were already in possession of. Lena, what's up, beloved? Yeah, Lena, you said that, beloved. You said that. You said that, Lena. You know, that was the highest level of programming and conditioning. Again, programming comes from what people say to you. Conditioning comes from your environment. So you weren't being conditioned in that moment. You were being programmed. And you were being programmed to believe that you were not enough. As the version of yourself that you were not enough. You weren't enough. D, what's up, beloved? Alana, what's up, beloved? Let me give it to you a way I know you can't miss it. Let's say you're in a relationship and your partner comes to you and they say, you know, you need to change your hair. You know, you need to change your body. You know, you need to change the way you look. You need to go get some more information. You need to go learn this. You need to go do that. In that moment, you will be thinking, and I'm talking about every time they see you, they're talking about something you need to change, something you need to alter. In that moment, you're going to look at your partner like, well, why are you with me? If you're thinking I'm not good enough as I am right now, why are you with me then? If you're thinking I always need to change my hair, I need to change my body, or I need to gain some weight, or I need to lose some weight, or I need to start working out, or I need to start eating. That's what you would think. I would be thinking that. Well, then why are you with me? Won't you go get with the person that's what you need them to be? Okay, freeze that thought. You do that every day. You do that to yourself every day. This is how programmed we are, and we don't see it. When you wake up in the morning and you go look in the mirror, you don't see what's right about you first. You see what's wrong. I need to change my hair. I need to change my body. I need to lose some weight. I need to get my eyebrows done. I need to get my hair redone. I need to get my nails done. When's the last time you said I'm good enough for me as I am right now? When's the last time you walked and looked in your bathroom mirror when you woke up that morning and said, I love what's showing up in the mirror right now. I'm not trying to change anything. I don't want to alter anything. I don't need to edit anything. I don't need to look left. I don't need to look right. How I am right now, I'm fine. You ain't said that. And I ain't even been in the mirror with you. But you ain't had that conversation. Because all of that got programmed out of you. See, the child version of you never woke up in the morning looking to change himself or herself. That it just didn't happen because you were happy. That's why you was happy, because you wasn't looking to change anything. Every time you go in the mirror, you looking to say something need to change, something need to be added, something need to be subtracted. So unconditional love cannot live in a mindset that's constantly doing subtraction. Just think about what I'm saying. Be honest with yourself. You ain't got a cap for me.
Just be honest with yourself right now. When's the last time that you walked in your bathroom, turned on the light, and said, I am the person I've been waiting to become my whole life? When the last time you said that? And how often do you say it versus all of the time that you focus on what's missing? All of the times you focus on what's wrong. All of the times you focus on what you don't have and what you need to change and what you need to edit about yourself. That's what I'm saying, beloved. Unconditional love cannot live in an environment, in a mindset that's constantly doing subtraction. Subtraction meaning that you're more focused on what's missing than you are on what's there. That's all I'm saying. Miss Tia, what's up, beloved? Stephen, what's up, beloved? I see you. Yeah, Tracy, see, you because you changing, beloved. You going back to who you used to be, right? Before you all of the programming and conditioning, you getting back to that now. Right, you're not doing, your mindset is not doing subtraction all the time now, or if it is, you'll catch it. But this is why awareness is so important. See, most people live in a constant state of dissatisfaction. They don't realize it. Dissatisfied with your life, dissatisfied with the job, dissatisfied with the kids, dissatisfied with your partner, dissatisfied with your body, thinking you should be further than you are right now. We stay in a constant state of dissatisfaction, and then we wonder why we're not happy. You wonder why there's no peace in your life. You wonder why there's no joy in you. You're always doing subtraction, beloved. If God wanted you to be a calculator, he would have turned you into one. Calculators do subtraction. You're not supposed to do subtraction. You should always be doing addition, meaning I'm so grateful for what I am. I'm going to take what I have and build what I want. I'm going to take the version of myself that I am right now, and I'm going to build what I want. But I'm good enough for me as I am right now. See, we talked about this yesterday. Whatever's showing up in your life right now, your life is a masterclass, beloved. Whatever's showing up in your life right now is the curriculum. So if you need to lose weight, that's the curriculum. If the relationship is toxic, that's the curriculum. If you're being disrespected, that's the curriculum. You got to show up small and edit yourself so that your partner don't get upset. That's the curriculum. If you procrastinate too much, that's the curriculum. You make excuses all the time, that's the curriculum. You don't have a growth mindset, that's the curriculum. Life is a masterclass. Are you passing the test? Because some of you guys are getting D's and F's right now. And then you wondering why the blessings aren't coming through. You fail in the report card. That part right there, man, that part right there, beloved, that part right there. You got to fall in love with who you are now. See, because there's who you were, there's who you are now, and there's who you are becoming. Your job is to love all three. I love who I used to be. I love who I am right now. And I love the version of myself that I'm becoming. And when I build and add things to me, I'm doing it from a place of love, not from a place of dissatisfaction. I grow because of love. I work out because of love. I eat healthy because of love, not because I'm dissatisfied. So my mind's not doing subtraction. If I hang out with you, it's going to be out of love, not out of obligation, not because I feel sorry, not because I'm so worried about what you're going to think. No, everything has to come from love, because if it's not coming from love, it's coming from your pain. You're either doing things out of love or you're doing things out of pain. It's one or the other. And what we don't understand is that pain is just love pointed in a different direction. That part right there, T-Benz, there's only one thing. All right, let's get busy getting busy. Yvette, what's up, beloved? Nicole, what's up, beloved? Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost. Yeah, love all three versions of yourself. Most of us find it hard to love ourselves unconditionally. Monica, what's up, beloved? We find it hard to love ourselves unconditionally. Not the current version of you, but the version of you leading up to you becoming the current version of you. Because there's something about that version of you that you haven't fully accepted.
You don't fully understand. Somebody did something, somebody touched you, somebody said something, somebody abandoned you, somebody cheated on you, somebody hurt you. And there's something, so if your life is a book, you don't love all the chapters, right? There may be certain chapters that you love, but there's certain chapters that you're rejecting. And what God is saying is you got to love the whole book, because you can't get to unconditional love if there's certain chapters of the book called you that you're rejecting. And that's a difficult, that's why awareness is so important. Instead of reaching for somebody else, it's time for you to start reaching for yourself. All right, let's get busy getting busy. Again, do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost the live. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. The book isn't even. Yeah, Jennifer, it's crazy, beloved. It's crazy. That was the first place that I had to start was, well, how do I get there, coach? Radical acceptance. Radical acceptance is how you get to unconditional love. You can't get there any other way. Let me say that one more time. How do I get to unconditional love? How do I heal my past? Radical acceptance. I'm going to accept what I cannot change. I'm going to accept my unchanging reality. That's my job, to accept it, because the only reason why you're rejecting it is because of a lack of understanding. You don't understand your spiritual contract as of yet. And because you don't understand your spiritual contract, you don't understand why that particular event happened. Once you understand your spiritual contract, it'll make sense why those events happened to you the way that they did. I fully accept anything. I don't want to change anything. I don't want to change the characters in the movie. I don't want to change anything. I love everything exactly as it is, because it brought me to this moment. And so radical acceptance is everything. Well, what filter do I see it through? God is three things. This is how God presented it to me. There's three filters that I want you to see everyone through. Three filters. And if they pass through all three filters, hang on to your anger. But if they don't pass through all three filters, let it go. One more time. Radical acceptance means that the people from your past has to pass through all three filters. If they pass through these three filters, keep the anger, keep the rage, or keep the frustration, keep the resentment. But even if they make it through two filters, but they fail on the last one, let it go. I said, run it. Filter number one, were they self-aware? Filter number two, were they emotionally intelligent? Filter number three, were they masters of themselves? If the answer to that question is no, let it go, because they were asleep, which means that their pain was online, their trauma was online, their suffering was online, their depression was online, their ego was online, and you came in contact with that version of them. If you can sit here with a straight face and tell me that the people that hurt you were awakened, they were self-aware, they were emotionally intelligent, and they were masters of themselves, and they still hurt you, hang on to the anger. But you're not going to be able to tell me that. You're not going to be able to tell me that. And this is why God does not judge you. He doesn't judge you because he knows you're not awakened. That's why he doesn't judge you. No judgment, because he knows you're not awakened. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. If you're not awakened, you don't know the damage that you're causing to other people. You don't know. Because as we're moving through life, everything we do is guided by our self-interest, not by other people's. We do things based upon what's going to benefit us first, the other person second. And sometimes people don't even think that deeply about it. We are loyal to our needs, loyal to our desires, loyal to what we want, loyal to how the thing is going to benefit us first. And it's just so important
for people to understand that. So I use my dad as the example. My dad had no self-awareness, beloved. There was no self-mastery. There was no emotional intelligence. He didn't have it. Now I can hang on to the anchor, but God is like, that's why I gave it to you. I gave you the self-awareness so that you can see your past. I gave you new vision. I gave you a new mindset. I'm giving you a totally new you. You're still fighting with the old you. Your history is arguing with your destiny now. That's your ignorance. That's nothing to do with the situation. See, here's what I want you to understand. Anytime that an event happens in your life, the emotion only lasts for 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, the emotion is gone forever. Well, what remains, coach? What remains is the story that you build around the event. Because the situation might have lasted for an hour, 3 hours, 2 days. I'll give you that. Once the emotion comes and it goes, it leaves forever. But what stays is the story. And you keep the story on a loop. You keep the story on repeat. And then your nervous system responds in real time every time you reactivate the story. So what's hurting you is not the event. What's hurting you is the story you built around it, because the emotion left, but the story stayed. Let me say that one more time. Anytime that any situation, circumstance, or unfortunate event happens to you, the emotion only lasts in your body for 90 seconds. That's it. Feel the emotion, release the emotion. It's gone forever. What stays is the story that you attach to the situation, to those circumstances, because the emotion takes off, but the story stays. What you've been fighting this entire time is not the experience. It's not the person. You've been fighting the story. So healing means release the story. You don't have to release the event. The event's been over with. You've got to release the story that you built around the event, because that's what's hurting you. Here it is, 5 years later, 1 year later, 10 years later, we're still suffering from something that's been gone. Yeah, it's our stories that hurt us in life. The situations and circumstances don't hurt us because they're neutral. One more time, reality will present you with people, places, situations, and certain circumstances to reveal where you're not free, to reveal where your awareness is not online, where your emotional intelligence is not online, where your self-mastery is not online. And what's online is your pain. What's online is your ego. What's online is the identity that you built around your wounds. Most people make decisions from their pain, not their wisdom. See, the pain was designed to bring you wisdom, and it did. But we get so caught up on what hurt us that we don't focus on what we learned from what hurt us. And this is why turning your pain into power is so important. Days, what's up, beloved? Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost a live. Kev, what's up, beloved? Share or repost a live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please. You said, how do you release the story? We talked about this. I want to say it was yesterday. Yesterday, the day before. There's two ways to do it, right? You get the sheet of paper,
right? You get out the sheet of paper, right? You draw the line down the middle. You put the event on the left side and everything that happened in the event. And then you put the what you learned from the event on the right side. Again, left side, what happened. Right side, what you learned from what happened. And what you're going to see is there's so much wisdom, so much awareness, so much that happened on this side. Why do we never discover that? Because we're so focused on what's in the left column. But if you would slow down long enough, you could do this don't do it with every event all at one time. Take event by event by event by event. Take one situation at a time. Get out a blank sheet of paper. Draw a line directly down the middle. On the left side, what happened in the toxic relationship? Write down everything that happened. On the right side of that paper, write down everything you learned, like where your boundaries didn't exist. Put that on there. Where you were settling for less than you deserve, put that on there. Where your self-respect was missing, put that on there. Where you weren't loving yourself unconditionally, put that on there. All of the moments when you showed up small, put that on there. All of the moments that you saw the inconsistencies and you saw the red flags and you saw all these things and you conveniently looked away, put that on there. See, because what the right side is going to teach you is everything that you didn't do in the relationship that you should have. Everything you tolerated that you shouldn't have. Everything you normalized that you shouldn't have. And now you're saying, okay, I see where I screwed up. When I get to that next relationship, all this, what's on this right side, that's over with. So now the relationship becomes your masterclass. Left side, what they did. Right side, what I allowed. Because they can only do what you allow. The person only had the power you gave them. Right? So that's how you do it, beloved. But you do that with every single situation. And let me tell you what you're going to discover. You're going to discover you were showing up small. You're going to discover you weren't speaking your truth. You're going to discover that you were shrinking yourself to be what the person needed you to be. You're going to discover where your boundaries didn't exist. You're going to discover where self-respect and self-love didn't exist. You're going to discover where your confidence didn't exist. And then that becomes your masterclass. And then I want you to study the right side of the paper. Damn the left side. We know what happened on the left side. I want you to study that right side of that paper. Everything that you all of the mistakes where you failed at. And then now your mindset is that'll never happen again. Oh, we ain't doing that no more. Oh, this right side right here. Oh, I'm taking that bad boy with me everywhere I go. I'm gonna study that and I'm gonna know that like I know the taste of my own mouth. Because that will never happen again. Now they got away with it the first time. I'm gonna give you that. Thank you for showing me what I was blind to. See, people come into your life to show you your blind self, beloved. See, when you look in the mirror, all you see is your physical reality. People are designed to show you your internal reality. That's the part of you that we suppress and we avoid and we push into our shadow. So when people enter our life, they wear the face of everything that we avoid, everything that we won't confront, everything that's broken in us, everything that's missing in us. God said, I don't give a damn how long you stand in that mirror. I'm going to bring some people in your life that's going to really be your mirror. And I'm going to bring the right people in your life that's going to fit that mental checklist with respect to the type of person you think you want. He going to be handsome. He going to be cute. He going to be smart. He going to be all these things, but he going to also wear the face of your trauma. So you ain't going to get away from it. You're going to deal with it one way or other. And that's exactly what he did to you. That's exactly what he did to you. See, human beings invented the mirror. But the problem with the mirror is that the mirror won't show you your pain. The mirror won't show you your trauma. The mirror won't show you what's broken in you. The mirror will only show you how you look. So God created people to mirror your internal reality, to mirror your pain and your trauma, where your boundaries don't exist, where self-love doesn't exist. So people are your internal mirror, but the mirror at your house will reflect how you look, but it won't reflect what you are. People reflect what you are. The mirror only reflects how you look. So you're getting a panoramic understanding of who you are from all sides. Cash, what's up, beloved? Does that make sense? Everybody got that?
Yesenia, what's up, beloved? Oh, Tracy, you said you at work. Chef Lisa, what's up, beloved? So everything is fine, so don't fight to get out of the relationship, because the relationship is not the problem. Because the very relationship you're fighting to get out of, you're going to meet that person again, just wearing a different face. So this is why your relationships keep ending the same, because you're not learning the lesson, right? You like, oh, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. But the reason why you really don't want to be in a relationship is because the person is revealing back to you everything that's broken in you. But when you lack self-awareness, you think that the problem is them. You just think they're the one being the problem. No, they're revealing to you everything that you need to work on within yourself. It's a master class. I'm talking about full-on master class. And when we lack self-awareness, you trying to break to get out of the relationship, only to run into the arms of somebody else that's going to reveal everything that person was revealing. And you keep getting the same lesson over and over again, relationship to relationship, same demon, different face. That's why all your relationships end the same, because you're not learning the lesson. You don't understand that the person is only reflecting you back to you. Sefe, what's up, beloved? I'm telling you right now. And when you heal you, all they'll be able to reflect back to you is unconditional love. And that's when your relationship's going to be off the chart and off the charts. And that's why God is saying, why are you racing to get to people? Your construction isn't finished yet. Think about a construction zone. I want you to think about a high-rise building. I'm talking, this bad boy off the chain, but it's not complete. You got dirt everywhere and barricades everywhere. And, you got dump trucks and cranes and all of this stuff going on. Now, we got the first floor complete. But this bad boy is about to be 50 stories high. We only got the first floor complete. That's you. You are under construction right now, beloved. And until your project is finished, you're going to be a liability for every relationship you jump in, because your pain is still online, right? Your trauma is still online. Now, every now and then, God will send you someone while you are in your construction phase, because that person is also trying to become the best version of themselves, and you guys can heal together, and that's a beautiful thing. That's how my thing started. That's how my relationship started. I got someone while I was in my construction phase. But if you're still under construction, and you are, the moment you go to reach for somebody else, you stop working on your own project, because you can't build someone else's project and your project at the same time. And that's exactly what we do. We'll go and help somebody else can finish their project. Your project isn't finished yet. And this is why it's 30 years later, 40 years later, 50 years later, you still try to discover who you are, because you've been helping too many people complete their projects. Tell me I'm lying. Go ahead. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Jennifer, I'm telling you, beloved, but that's, so right now, but here's the thing. Watch this right here. Once your project is finished, everybody gonna want to live in it. Everyone is gonna want to have access to it. I'm talking about the day your project is finished. I'm talking, we ain't got nothing. We don't need to fix anything. We don't need to change anything. We don't need to alter anything. Everything is perfect. Every floor is immaculate. Every floor is beautiful. Everyone is going to want to live there. Everyone's going to want to come there. Everyone's going to want to visit there. Everyone's going to want to hang out there, because you are unconditional love at that time. You're just attracting people to you. See, when you're not operating from unconditional love, people are attracted to your pain. They're attracted to your trauma. Why? Because they're an energetic match to what's not healed in you. They're trying to help you heal you. God is sending people into your life, not so that you can fall in love. He's sending people into your life to reveal where your pain still exists. And once we understand, it's the craziest thing, but we've been listening to sleeping people. Tell us what a relationship is supposed to be. Tell us, what you're supposed to do in a relationship and how a relationship is supposed to work. So your mind got programmed to look for certain things and to avoid other things. So when you go into a relationship, you're not even thinking about this person reflecting your pain back to you. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about date nights and getting married and having kids and starting a family and buying houses together and taking trips together. You focus on that. So you're not even thinking about like what this person is going to be reflecting back to you. And that's why you get blindsided. That's why we all get blindsided. Because that person in the beginning distracts you from your pain. They distract you from what you've been avoiding. They distract you from what you've been running from. That's why we jump in relationship after relationship after relationship, because they mask everything that we don't want to deal with. But at some point in time, that honeymoon phase of the relationship will end, and here comes your pain, here comes your trauma, here comes you, because you're going to get desensitized to the person. We all do it. And that's where the healing begins. That's where the real relationship starts. Once you get desensitized to them, that's when the real relationship starts. All of that, cupcaking and pillow talking and cute talking and all of that in the beginning is just to get you guys cemented together. That's all it is. Damn, I've been going for damn near an hour. We ain't even started live yet. Yeah, it's a major distraction. It's a major distraction. It's a beautiful distraction. Don't get me wrong, but it's a major distraction. That's why some people just jump in relationship after relationship, relationship after relationship after relationship. Some people just have a pattern, literally, just jumping in relationship after relationship. The best way to heal your old relationship is to jump into a new one. Some people have that mindset. Nicole, I see you, beloved. Yeah. Jennifer, I see you, beloved. So, yeah, let me get busy, though. That part right there, Chef Lisa. That part, beloved. That part. Coach Jay, what's up, beloved? That part right there. Let me just say this to you guys. Some of you guys already know this. Some of you may not know. So you are source energy. You are only one energy. And you filter the one energy that you are through everything. You filter it through your beliefs, through your assumptions, through your expectations, through your opinions, through your judgments, your criticisms. You filter it through everything. Let me say this one more time. You are divine source energy. You only have one. And every belief you have, that energy gets filtered through it. This is what helps that emotion come out, that feeling come out, that belief you have, that expectation you have, your opinions, your assumptions, you filter that through everything. Now watch this. When you filter it through a belief that's true, you'll get happiness, you'll get joy, you'll get peace, you'll get that. When you filter it through a belief that's out of alignment with who you are, here comes fear, here comes doubt, here comes worry. So that's how you'll know. Because fear oftentimes means that you're getting ready to believe something that's out of alignment with the truth. Some of you guys have beliefs that there's just no truth in it, beloved. You're believing something because, okay, well, what is a belief? Before I can say that, what's a belief? A belief is just a thought that you've repeated in your mind with such repetition that it's crystallized in your mind. You've revisited this thought so many times that it's crystallized and become a belief. Doesn't make it true. It just makes it your belief. And so when you filter that source energy that you are through that particular belief, you're going to get a negative reaction to that. And the negative reaction is trying to teach you that your source energy knows the truth. Your source energy, it knows the truth. So when you filter, that's how you know. Once you filter that belief through something, like it might be, I'm gonna give you a good example. Sometimes you'll filter that source energy that you are through a person, somebody that you just added to your life, and something in your spirit goes off, your intuition goes off, and in your mind you say something's not right about this person, something's not right about this situation, something's not right here. Okay, that's your spirit letting you know that there's something off with this person. Now you may not be able to put your finger on it in that moment, but your spirit is having a conversation with you to say what you're getting ready to believe about this person is out of alignment with the truth. That's what I'm saying. Something about this person, there's some falsehood there, there's some story there, there's some pretending there. They have bad intentions because the truth lives in our energy. See, the moment that I enter your energy field, the truth lives in the energy I carry. So if I have bad intentions, if my goal is to manipulate you or to hurt you or just to take advantage of you, like I don't really have good intentions with respect to our interaction, the truth lives in my energy. Now my words can be saying something completely different, but the truth lives in my energy. So when my energy field comes in contact with your energy field, your intuition is going to go off like a 5-alarm fire. Why? Because your intuition is reading the energy. And let me tell you what you do. This has happened to you a multitude of times. Let me tell you what you do. You suppress that. And the reason why you suppress that is because you're so focused on what you want from the person. You're so focused on the fact that you don't want to be lonely. You're so focused on the fact that you want somebody to love you, or you're ready to get into a relationship, that you ignore all of the signs, or you allow your ego to convince you that you can change this person, that you can make them better than the version of themselves that showed up in your life at that moment. And that's when the relationship starts to become toxic. It became toxic the day that you ignored your intuition. You are source energy. You filter the one energy that you are through everything, through your beliefs, through your assumptions, through your expectations, through your programming, through your ego. You filter it through everything. It's the most beautiful aspect of who you are. You filter it through people as well. And so this is why you can never ignore what your body is communicating to you. This is why you can't do it. Pain is your body's voice, beloved. When there's pain there, your body is letting you know that this person, this thing, this situation is out of alignment. There's an illusion here. There's a fantasy here. There's a story here that doesn't align with the truth. Something's off here. If pain is there, it's because love is not. I'm telling you, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, especially when you begin to understand this. So I filter that source energy that I am through everything. And whatever the return is, I don't fight it. I don't argue it. I don't try to edit it. I don't try to convince. No, I'm just reading the moment. This is why it's so important to be present, because you're always filtering the source energy that you are through your opinions and your thoughts and your beliefs and your assumptions and your expectations that you make about other people. This is why you do it. But we become so desensitized to listening to our bodies because we're so focused on chasing people and validation and approval and all of these other things. Ellie, what's up, beloved? That part right there, no one is coming to save you. Everybody catch that? You guys caught that? That part right there, Lamika, that part right there, beloved, that was beautiful. LaDana, what's up, beloved? Lamika, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Nicole, thank you, beloved. That was beautiful. Yeah. All right, let's get busy. Self-awareness means never becoming a reflection of the situation. Self-awareness means never becoming a reflection of the situation. You don't become a reflection of the person that hurt you. You don't become a reflection of your circumstances. You don't become a reflection of the moment where someone tried to break you, or you got abandoned or cheated on or lied to. You don't become a reflection of your past. You don't become a reflection of your pain. Self-awareness means that you don't become a reflection of the situation, because the situation is what your spirit came here to heal. Whatever that situation is, it was designed to awake something up in you. Something in you needed to be awakened, beloved. That was the whole point. That part right there, Sefe, that part right there. Yeah, I love that. You know, it just, I love that, Sefe, because it really does give people, it really does give you a different perspective of, with respect to the two different types of people that are moving around on this planet as we speak. Here's the new mindset. Write this down if you need to. Here's the new mindset. Tracy, write this down if you need to. Learn, get better, move forward. That's it. Learn, get better, move forward. Learn, get better, move forward. This is where your strength is. This is where your power is. Learn, get better, move forward. Coach, I made a mistake. Learn, get better, move forward. Coach, I failed. Learn, get better, move forward. Kirk, what happened in my past? Learn, get better, move forward. This is what God is saying. Learn, get better, move forward. I don't give a damn how many times you failed. Did you learn? Did you get better? Did you move forward? See, that's why we getting hurt, because we don't learn, get better, and move forward. We mentally stay stuck in the moment that broke us. We mentally stay stuck in the moment that hurt us. We mentally stay stuck in the moment where we failed, or we made the mistake, or we cheated, or we stepped outside of the relationship. No. Learn, get better, move forward. That's all God is focused on. He's not worried about how many times you fail. He's not worried about how many mistakes you've made. Why? Because we are mistake-making machines. You're going to always make mistakes. That's how you learn and grow. The problem is that you stay stuck in the moment where you made the mistake, or you failed, or you showed up small, or you tolerated something that you shouldn't have, or you stayed too long in the relationship, or whatever the situation is. You learn, get better, move forward. We don't do reverse. Learn, get better, move forward. And any person, I don't give a damn who it is, any person that can't honor that won't support that's data. I don't need you around me. If my coach can look at me, not through my past, not through my pain, not through who I used to be, if he can look at me based upon where I'm going, he is the model, he is the standard for every single person that I want around me. I'm going to learn, I'm going to get better, and I will move forward. And I will become a better. I don't do reverse. I'm not going to step back and keep talking about what happened. I'm going to learn, get better, move forward every day. I don't care how many times you fail. I don't care how many mistakes you make. I don't care how many times you drop the ball. I don't care how many times you fumble. Beloved, learn, get better, move forward. That's all God is saying. He's saying stop staying stuck in the moments where you fail. Stop staying stuck in the moments where you made the mistakes. You may have not been as honest as you could have been. Maybe you weren't as authentic as you could have been. You know, maybe you showed up small. Maybe you made some mistake. It's okay. Learn, get better, move forward. See, when that becomes your mindset, you need to have that on your screensaver right now. When that becomes your mindset, there is no more doubt. There is no more fear. There is no more any of that. I got a new situation coming. I'm going to learn, get better, move forward. I got a new job opportunity. I'm going to learn, get better, move forward. I got someone at the end of the bar that I'd like to go meet. I'm going to learn, get better, move forward. I got this business I want to start. I'm going to learn, get better, move forward. That's it. I become the wolf of awareness. Learn, get better, move forward. We don't do reverse. We're not going back. And let me tell you why this is so important. Let me tell you why this mindset is so important. Because we can't punish the creator in you, beloved. Man, we can't punish the creator in you. Because if we keep punishing the creator in you, you ain't gonna ever become powerful that way. If you getting on yourself and self-talk negative and I always screw up and I always make mistakes and I don't ever get it right, I mean, we ain't gonna win the Super Bowl like that. That mindset alone is keeping you operating at the lowest vibrational frequency. Just that mindset alone. But the learn, get better, move forward mindset is going to always have you operating at the highest vibrational frequency, because it's like, listen, and you do just that. You learn, you get better, and then you move forward. We ain't going to live in the past. We ain't going to focus on the last play where we may have fumbled because we're too focused on the next play. How are we going to dominate the next play if we're still focusing on the last one? And this mindset just keeps you from focusing on what happened and focusing on that's what hurts us, because we're always so caught up on what happened. Damn, what happened? What's going to happen next? Because we can't master your next if we keep focusing on your what was. Learn, get better, move forward. Freedom. That's a pure freedom mindset. That's a peace mindset. That's a I rock with me mindset. That's a next play mindset, not last play mindset. Where I'm always messing up and things don't ever work out for me. We got to get rid of that version of you. That version of you got to get out of the car. If we going on a road trip, you can't bring that version of you in the car with me. I'm going to tell you that now. We need to leave her at the gas station somewhere. Yeah, go in there and get them Skittles out. Get us some Skittles and some Sprite. And as soon as she go into that convenience store, we're going to take off, because she can't come when we going. I always mess up and things don't ever go the way I need them to. And everything, why don't God bless me? No, we need to get rid of her now. No, as soon as she get out the minivan, we take it off. Yeah, the center, yeah, we got to take off. We hit the gas. I'm telling you, we hit the gas. We can't bring that version. Trina, what's up, beloved? Jen C, what's up, beloved? Yeah, we can't, all I'm saying is we can't win the game that way. We can't win the game that way. I look at Rich, right? If I'm the star receiver, Rich is the quarterback for our team. Rich threw an interception on the last play. We in the Super Bowl. He threw an interception on the last play. We all know because we were there. But once we get the ball back, if he's still caught up on the interception from the last play, that means that he's not fully present for this play. He still punishes himself for the last play. So his mind is fragmented. His focus is not there. So he might throw another interception trying not, he gonna end up throwing an interception trying not remembering the last one. So you gotta just say, you know what? I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna move forward. That's it. Learn, get better, move forward. Next play mindset. Next play mindset, not last play. All of your suffering is coming because you got a last play mindset. You thinking about the last play, this play, and some future play. This is how most people think. You thinking about what was, you thinking about what's happening right now, you thinking about what you want to happen later. When there is no later and there is no what was, there's just right now. No, that's okay, Jennifer. That's all right, beloved. We back on track now. Yeah, we back on track now. Do me a favor real quick, you guys, and share or repost a live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please. You are the quarterback of the team. Next play mindset. You are the quarterback of the team. Next play mindset. You are the quarterback of the team. Next play mindset. Period. I need top receivers around me. What does that mean, coach? Top receivers around me means that I don't need people reminding me of my mistakes. I don't need people reminding me of the failures. I don't need people reminding me of who I used to be. I don't need people reminding me of the fumble I made. I don't need people around me like that. If I'm going to win the game, I'll win it by myself. You on the best team in the world anyway. Ain't nobody but you and God anyway. Everybody else is just someone that you've added to your life. It's really only you and him in your life. Everything else is only an extension of your life. Your life is like the tree, beloved. Everything else is just an extension of it. Think about what I'm saying. When you think about a real tree, you got the branches, you got the leaves, you got the fruit, you got all of these things. But you're the tree. Your kids is the fruit. The cars is the fruit. The job is the fruit. Your friends is the fruit. All of these things is the fruit. The fruit can never be more important than the tree. Period. The fruit is lucky to have access to the tree. The tree is not lucky to have access to the fruit. Don't ever get that confused. Let me say that one more time, just in case you about to look away for a second. I said the tree never feels lucky to have access to the fruit. The fruit is lucky to have access to the tree. And one day that fruit is going to fall off. For sure. Meaning one day the relationship is going to expire. Either because you're going to run out of time or they're going to run out of time. But the tree will always remain because the tree is source energy. All it does is produce. Why do we suffer? Because we don't take care of the tree. We don't love the tree unconditionally. The tree is what brought the kids. The tree is what brought the job. The tree is what brought your friends. The tree is what brought the clothes and the jewelry and the fancy trips and the nice steak dinner. Man, the tree brought you everything. What you mean you're going to let somebody disrespect the tree? What you mean you're going to let somebody put their hands on the tree? What you mean you're going to let somebody verbally abuse the tree because they want to project their pain on you because they don't like who they have become? Hell no. We ain't doing that no more. I'll give it if I got to drive to your house personally. We're not doing that anymore. You better love the hell out of that tree because the more you love the tree, the more it will produce. See, the tree grows not through water. See, regular trees grow through water and sunlight and the right climate and temperature and all those other things like that. Your tree grows through love. The more you love the tree, the more the tree will produce, the more it will grow. And we suffer in life because we start bringing people around that don't love the tree as much as we do. And because they don't love the tree, we start transforming and molding ourselves to be what they need us to be. We lose sight of what brought that person into our lives to begin with. The tree is why they came. They came to get they didn't come for the tree, they came for the fruit that the tree produces. Nobody gets the tree. The tree belongs to God. You're the tree. Nobody gets the tree. They don't get to hurt the tree. They don't get to disrespect the tree. They don't get to put their hands on the tree without your consent. Double down on the consent word. Nothing on this planet is more important than that tree because when you take care of that tree, it will take care of you. Now, the person might walk out at any point in time, but that tree, if you take care of it, if you love it, if you water it, if you invest in it, if you show up for it, man, that bad boy will take you places no human being can. I take care of the tree, not the people that are attracted to it. Take care of that tree. We sit here praying to God. We ain't taking care of the tree. Take care of the tree. I'm going to tell you right now, there are no U-Hauls at the cemetery. There are no U-Hauls being pulled up at the ER. There are no doctors that's going to come outside and say, well, let me unload your material possessions and then we're going to go ahead and do the surgery on you. Take care of the tree. 1,440 minutes in a 24-hour day, you can't tell me with a straight face that you don't have 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes to invest in taking care of the tree, whether you walk, whether you hike, whether you bike, whether you swim, whether you jog, whether you lift weights. Take care of the tree. because you'll never take care of me if you don't even take care of you. See, in every person that's coming into your life, it's a reflection of how much you love the tree. That's why relationships become toxic, because we don't love the tree. We want somebody else to love it. We want someone else to value it. We want someone else to be what we need them to be. This is what the problem is. You ain't taking care of the tree. This is why we stay in toxic relationship. The toxic relationship is signaling to you that genuine love for yourself is not there. Genuine respect for yourself is not there. You don't place enough value on you, because if you place high value on you, you would never allow a person to give you less than you deserve. You wouldn't allow it. I'm talking about just the thought of somebody wanting to give you less than you deserve. The audacity of the thought alone is disrespectful. Just the thought is blasphemous. I'm talking about the moment that that person comes in and try to give you something less than you deserve. The thought alone would be blasphemous, let alone the action. Just the thought alone. See, I place so much value on me. Why would I give you access to me if you place less value on me than the value I place on myself? Why would I need you? If you don't place as much value on me, if you got to at least meet me where I'm meeting myself. You got to at least meet me where I meet myself. So when you are in a toxic relationship, you're in the relationship becomes toxic because the person can't meet you where you need to be met, but you stay. And then you blame them for what they didn't give you. You blame them for what they couldn't be. But the person couldn't meet you where you wanted to be met because they couldn't meet themselves that deeply. They were showing you that day after day after day after day. What do we pretend not to see? Because we're seeing through our pain. We're seeing through our trauma. We're seeing through our wounds. And those things blind you to reality. This is why awareness is so important. You can't be in my life if you place less value on me than the value I place on myself. That doesn't mean that I'm better than you. That means that I have a standard. Because if you don't honor your standards, you don't have standards. You have suggestions. See, from this moment moving forward, you need to decide who you're going to be. And then you need to stand for that. You need to decide what you are going to accept or tolerate from other people. And then you need to stand on that. You need to decide what type of life that you want for yourself. And then you need to stand on that and not take your foot off the gas until you become that person that you want to be. I wake up like that every single day. I'm always running a self-critical analysis to see how I'm rocking with me, because the relationship with me is only going to be, the relationship with other people will only be as strong as the relationship that I have with myself. It'll never get stronger than that. So I don't even need to wonder about how other people are going to treat me, because see, this is why I'm not worried about toxic relationships. I ain't got to worry about stuff like that. This is why I don't have to worry about disrespect. This is why I don't have to worry about getting less than, I don't have to worry about that. All that, oh, I'm not going to be in a relationship. I'm going to just be by myself. That's your pain talking. See, because you're terrified. You're terrified to go get the relationship with someone else because the relationship with yourself is not powerful. When the relationship with you is powerful, you can put me anywhere in the world. I'll never accept less than I deserve. So I don't have to worry about what you're going to bring to the table because I'm the table itself. And when people can't be what you, listen, the moment that somebody doesn't want you at their table, you get rejected, you get this, you get that, then you go build your own table. See, I'm in love with building my own table. I don't need to sit at yours. And so when you become powerful, when you build yourself, when you work on yourself, when you build your inner kingdom, you don't have to worry about no toxic relationship. I wish I would worry about something like that. I don't worry about disrespect. These are things that just never enter my mind. Because my get up and move button is too fast. My get up and move button is Ferrari speed. I said Ferrari. The moment that I see you can't meet me where I need to be met, I'm out. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make me a good person. It doesn't make anybody anything. Because somebody else may want to tolerate that. I'm just not that person. My purpose is too important. My mission is too important. The people I'm here to serve are too important for me to accept less than I deserve. And so are you. What you mean you worried about being in a relationship with somebody, worried about somebody breaking your heart again, worried about somebody cheating on you, worried about somebody? What you're saying to me is the relationship with me isn't powerful. And because the relationship with you isn't powerful, it'll never be powerful with anyone else. You are the standard. You are the blueprint. That's why you have to build you first. When you become powerful, everything you touch will become powerful. Period. I appreciate the gifts, you guys. I'm telling you, when you become powerful, everything you touch is going to become powerful. Because you're just not going to settle for less than you deserve. You become too, see, self-awareness means that you become too important to you to settle for less than you deserve. But that doesn't just apply to other people, it applies to yourself. I don't have time to procrastinate and make excuses and hit the snooze button on the alarm clock and not work out and not eat clean. I'm too important for that. Too important for that. And so are you. Rubes, what's up, beloved? You're too important. Yeah, it's just, it's we don't understand that, every person that comes into your life is just revealing the fact that the relationship with yourself isn't very strong. That's all it's saying, beloved. The toxic relationship is saying that the relationship with yourself isn't strong. The red flags that you see in other people is indicating that the relationship with yourself isn't very strong. The narcissist that you complain about was revealing the fact that the relationship with yourself isn't very strong. Reality is showing you people, places, situations, and things to reveal where you are not free. Where you're a slave to your mindset, you're a slave to your pain, you're a slave to your ego, you're a slave to your trauma. That's all it's showing you, beloved. When the relationship with you becomes powerful, it will be powerful with every single person you see. Because they won't be able to reflect your weaknesses anymore because you've converted your weaknesses into strengths. How can I reflect the weakness in you that you've already turned into your power? That's all you're here to do. You're here to master you. We so busy trying to find somebody to love us. You don't understand. The moment you step outside of yourself, what you're looking for is what you already in possession of. You've just been programmed to go look for it in other people. That part right there, I wish people really understood. I wish people really understood that. I wish people really understood that the kingdom of God is in you. You won't find anything outside of yourself. You can only find things outside of yourself that will help you unlock what's already in you. People aren't doing anything special in your life, beloved. Special lives in your mind, and you project that onto people. People, I'm telling you now, the entire kingdom of God is in you. Every feeling, every emotion, a level of abundance that you can't imagine, a level of consciousness that you've never experienced. See, the version of yourself that you are now is only 1% of the version of you that you could become. Let that hit your spirit. The version of you that you currently identify as right now in this moment is only 1% of the version of yourself that God is trying to transform you into. That version of you is a walking, talking TED Talk. That version of you is a walking seminar. That version of you is the manifestation of strength and power. That version of you is completely fearless. Why? Because your spirit has no attachments. Your spirit is not afraid of anything. And let me tell you why. Because 99% of reality is positive, only 1% is negative. So we've been programmed and conditioned to focus on what's wrong versus focusing on what's right. Why? Because you see reality through your brain. You're not seeing it through your consciousness. So what's your brain's job? To keep you safe. So your brain thinks that everything is a threat to you. So when you're watching the news and you looking at this and you looking at that, your brain thinks that it thinks the traffic is a threat to you. It thinks people's criticisms and judgments are a threat to you. It thinks everything is a threat to you. And so self-awareness is going to help you understand the limitations of your brain. So because awareness picks up where your brain leaves off. So when you're looking through the world, because you've been programmed and conditioned to see what's wrong before you see what's right. See, think about what I'm saying. When you walk into your bathroom, you don't see what's right first. You see what's wrong. You see what's missing. You see what's broken. You see what you need to add, or maybe what you need to take away. And that's just programming, beloved. It doesn't make you a bad person. It's just programming. It's just programming. Because your brain, one more time, your brain is always thinking that everything is a threat to you. So it's not trying to help you become successful. It's not trying to help you get the mansion. It's not trying to help you become the millionaire. Its only function is to keep you alive. So it looks as anything that it doesn't understand, anything that it doesn't know, automatic threat. That's why you have so much fear in your life. Your fear comes from what you don't understand. All fear derives from a lack of understanding. There's something that you don't understand. And so your brain will send you a fear signal. Why? Because it can't protect what it doesn't understand. It can't keep you safe from what it doesn't understand. It's not a gambler. It's not going to take chances and risks. It's going to send you a fear signal, hoping you stay in your comfort zone, hoping you don't try. And that's why you bow to fear so much. But it's all just a lack of understanding. Coach, what's up, Coach? So one more time, but when you understand that it's crazy. Like I said, he got my lighter. What's up, beloved? DV, what's up, beloved? Yeah, you made it, Coach. You made it. I'm gonna tell you what's mind blowing. You wanna know what's mind blowing? Boom. You relax on the plane, but you don't know the pilot. You relax on the boat, but you don't know the captain. And you relax on the bus, but you don't know the driver. But why don't you relax in life? You didn't put your life in the hands of this pilot. You don't know anything about this pilot, but you on the plane totally relaxed. You sit here on some, fancy cruise liner. You don't know who this captain is, but you put your life in the hands of this captain. You on the plane. You on the boat. You having fun and eating food and dancing and doing all this stuff. Totally relaxed, even though you're in the middle of the ocean. You sitting on the bus. You got your music playing and you looking out the window, having an amazing time, but you don't know that driver. So you'll relax on the plane, but you don't know the captain. Or you don't know the pilot. You'll relax on the boat, but you don't know the captain. And you'll relax on the bus, but you don't know the driver. But you won't relax in your life. And what that means is that when you're on that plane, you control nothing, but you're completely relaxed. When you're on that boat, you control nothing, but you're completely relaxed. And when you're in that bus, you have zero control, but you're totally relaxed. But you won't do that with life. All this worry and stress and anxiety comes from you trying to solve problems that are beyond your control. It comes from you trying to solve problems that you can't change, alter, or edit. But you don't do that on the plane, and you don't do that on the bus, and you don't do that on the ship. What are we doing here? That's what God is trying to say. He's like, you have no control over anything other than this moment. What you control is your next decision. That's where your focus should be, because your next decision is what's building your future, not the last one. We're so focused on the last decision and who did this and who took this and what we don't have. You're focusing on things that you can't control, beloved. Your next decision can eliminate so much of your pain and so much of your suffering if you just put your focus there. Now, that next decision might be to become self-aware. That next decision might be to start your business. Decision might be to go talk to the person at the end of the bar. Your next decision is infinitely more important than your last one. But we don't focus on that. We try to control all of these things that we have no control over. That's where your suffering is coming from. What do you think depression is? Depression is your alarm. It's letting you know that you are clinging or attached to something that you can't control. Anxiety is your alarm. It's letting you know that you're trying to solve some future problem in the present moment. Doubt is your alarm. It's letting you know that your consciousness is holding two conflicting beliefs. Your mind is holding two conflicting beliefs, and your consciousness doesn't know which belief to manifest for you. When you master yourself, you master the world. You relax on that plane. You don't know the pilot. You relax on that boat. You don't know the captain. And you relax on that bus, but you don't know the driver. Start relaxing in your own life. This is why we have faith, beloved. This is why God gave you faith. Your anxiety is saying, God, I don't have faith right now. Your detachment, your depression is saying, I don't have faith right now. Your worry and your stress is saying that you try to solve your problems without God. This is what all of this stuff is coming from. It's coming from a lack of faith. You don't have faith that things are going to work out the way you need them to. What's the point in having faith if you're not going to implement it? See, faith is insecurity because you don't know. Your beliefs give you security, but faith is insecurity. I've got to be vulnerable now. I've got to trust now. I've got to open myself up now. I've got to 100% put this situation in God's hands, and that's what he's waiting on you to do. He's waiting on you to surrender. This is what faith is. One more time, your beliefs give you security. Faith is insecurity because you don't know. That's why you need it. And when you don't have faith, here comes anxiety, here comes worry, here comes stress, here comes doubt. These are your alarms. They are not the problem. I'm going to tell you this right now. 90% of your suffering would be gone, would be eliminated if you had faith. God is like, you can pray to me all day long, but you don't have faith. You have a faith problem, not a fear problem. You have a faith problem, not an anxiety problem. You have a faith problem, not a stress or worry problem. You have a faith problem. Oh, God, come fix my life. No, fix your faith. He doesn't need to fix your life. You need to fix your faith. You've lost it somehow, some way. You've lost it. You know, you may sprinkle it in here and sprinkle it in there and sprinkle it in here. You may have, sprinkles of it scattered throughout your life. But there's no reason for you not to move. You've lost faith. All of your negative emotions, that's why they come, beloved. They come because you've either lost faith in yourself, you've lost faith in God, you've lost belief in yourself, you've lost belief in Him. There's something that you're moving through life without Him. You're out of alignment in that moment. Everything that I do, I'm gonna do with Him. Whatever the result gonna be, the result gonna be. Whatever the outcome is, I'm gonna win no matter what. I tell you guys this all the time. Life gives you 2 L's and 2 W's, right? First you lose, and then you learn after you lose. And then you win, you gain wisdom after you learn, after you lose. And then you win. First you lose, and then you learn after you lose. And then you gain wisdom. Once you gain that wisdom, then you win. That's the formula. You've been applying that formula. We're doing it unconsciously. You lose, you learn, you gain wisdom, you win. Kill the game. I understand that. So when I'm going after something new, I already understand I might lose on the first one. But after I get that loss, I'm gonna learn something that I didn't know before I ever tried it. So can I really call it a loss? Can I really call it a loss if I learned something that I didn't know before I even tried? So no, I lose, wonderful. And then I learn, wonderful. And then I gain wisdom, wonderful. And then I win, run the play. Life gives you 2 L's and 2 W's. It's simple. Essence, what's up, beloved? Yeah, Millie, how can you call something a loss if it taught you something? That's crazy to me. I just, we call relationships failures, but you're smarter after the relationship than you were before you walked into it. In other words, the version of you that walked out of the relationship, if you could go back to the beginning of it, you would see all of the holes and all of the pitfalls and all of the mistakes. You would not repeat what you did in the beginning. You're a much more powerful version of yourself on the other side of the relationship, but you're calling the relationship a failure. Just make it make sense to me. I tell you guys this all the time. What you call a failed relationship, God calls a masterclass into a deeper understanding of who you are. The relationship taught you more about yourself than you knew before you ever walked into it. But the reason why we don't focus on that part, because we're so focused on what they did and they broke our heart and I don't have this now and I don't have that. You're so focused on what's missing and what was taken from you that you don't focus on what you gained. And this is why you don't turn your pain into power. I always focus on what did I learn? What did I gain? Who did I get to become? Because something got unlocked in you. The person came into your life to unlock something that was lying dormant in you. Even if they woke you up to the fact that you didn't have boundaries. They woke you up to the fact that you didn't have self-respect. They woke you up to the fact that you weren't loving yourself. You learned something that you won't take into your next relationship. The next relationship you enter, you should not be repeating the mistakes that you made in the last one because you got a masterclass you just walked out of. I'm talking about you just walked out of a whole masterclass. Now, if you go and repeat that, then you're not growing, beloved. Come on, Shelly. Put that up there. Pin that up there for me. Pin that up there. Great point, Shelly. You guys are so smart, man. You guys are next level wisdom, next level awareness. That part right there, beloved. Shelly, that part right there, beloved. That part right there. That says everything right there. That right there encapsulates everything that I've been saying. That relationship, every relationship Shelly has ever been in, altered the course of her life so that our paths would cross. This was God's design. Everything is DST, divine standard timing, period. To God, there is no waste. And there's been no waste. There's been no mistakes. Everything was leading you to who you ultimately ended up becoming. And so that it can set your life on the right course, which is why you're here, to become who he needs you to be. That's what it was all about. Now you can go and put a different definition on it. You can go and create a different story. You can go and wrap a different meaning around it. All you're going to do is suffer. And this is why awareness is so important. I'm telling you, every person that's ever been in your life shaped, and altered your life in such a way so that you could cross paths with certain people because there were certain things that your spirit needed to pick up along the way. And when you understand awareness, you'll be fluent in that. I'm fluent in it. When I meet people, I don't focus on who the person is. I focus on what am I supposed to learn from them. There's something that God put this person in my life for a reason. I'm focused on that, not how pretty, not how banging, not Mercedes Benz, not how much money, not how popular or famous. This is why we never see what the lesson is, because we're so focused on what we're going to get from the person and what they bring. How can you call your life a failure in any way, shape, or form? How can you say that you got mistakes in your life in any way, shape, or form? If it brought you to awareness, if it brought you to self-mastery, if it brought you to emotional intelligence, so that you can become some of you guys, come on, we ain't gonna do the truth today. We ain't gonna do the truth. We ain't doing it. Some of you guys are a version of yourself that you ain't never been in the history of your life. Tell me I'm lying right now. Some of you guys in this moment are standing in the shoes of a version of yourself that you have never been throughout the history of your life. So how can you say, come on, Reese's Pieces, come on, rock with me, family. How can you say that I got failures and mistakes in my life? If the failures and mistakes in your life led you to awareness, led you to self-mastery, you only 1% of who you're gonna become. You ain't nowhere near who you getting ready to be. So you should be looking at your past like, so this is why I say, when I say your past is your passport, this is what I mean. It's the passport to awareness. It's the passport to self-mastery. In other words, look at yourself the same way that you look at a pot of chicken soup, right? When you look at a pot of chicken soup, right, you got the broth and you got the noodles and you got the chicken and you might have some carrots in there. You might have some peas. You might have some celery, whatever it is you want in your chicken soup. But each one of those ingredients by itself doesn't make the soup great, right? All of the ingredients, right? You got the different seasonings in there and all of these other things like that. It's all of the ingredients that make the soup what it is. You can't pick one thing that makes the soup great. The soup is great because of with everything that happened, everything you put into the soup. And this is what God is saying. This is what your life is like. All of the failed relationships, seasoning. What broke your heart? Seasoning. What somebody took from you? Seasoning. The abandonment? Seasoning. Your childhood trauma? Seasoning. But the soup is off the chain. The soup is off the chain. The soup called you is powerful. The soup called you is beautiful. The soup called you is so amazing. Yeah, each one of the little individual ingredients. Now, we don't like the individual ingredients, but when you look at when they all come together, right? When you take the chicken and the celery and the peas and the carrots and the broth and everything, when you put it all together, oh, that soup off the chain. And that's what I'm saying. That's what your life is. And all of the different things that have happened leading up to this moment, it's just different ingredients, beloved, that brought you to this moment. And it's going to take you to another moment that's going to make this moment look so small. That's all I'm saying. See, we suffer because you're only looking at one ingredient at a time. You're not looking at all of the ingredients in their entirety, meaning who you become. You're looking at one thing here and one thing there. If I just handed you a handful of peas, you're going to be like, Coach, I don't want them peas. If I just handed you a handful of seasoning, you're going to be like, Coach, I don't want that. If I just handed you a handful of carrots, you're going to be like, Coach, these carrots is boring as hell. I'm not a rabbit, Coach. I don't want the carrots. Right? That's what you're going to say. But if I hand you that bowl of soup, complete, oh, now the carrots taste good. Now the peas taste good. Now the seasoning tastes good. Why? Because you got the finished product now. That's what I'm saying. So when you're suffering, it's only because you're looking at each little individual thing, all of the individual ingredients. You're not looking at what they become when they're complete. You're looking at one puzzle piece at a time instead of the whole puzzle. What did the puzzle become? Yeah, I understand that puzzle piece, but what did the puzzle become? Because if we're just looking at one puzzle piece at a time, then you ain't gonna see it. Cody, what's up, beloved? Do me a favor, real quick, you guys. And Wet, what's up, beloved? Do me a favor and share or repost. Nisana, what's up, beloved? Share or repost the live to your stories if you haven't already done so, please. Golden Orchid, what's up, beloved? Millie, I see you. That part right there, Millie. That part right there. It's just Sandy. What's up, beloved? I see. And again, it goes back to, and I think, not I think I know, that's why God chose me, right, to be that person for you guys, because my ingredients were ugly. Nothing about them cute. Nothing tasted good. You wouldn't have wanted to sip anything, taste anything, sample anything. None of it. But look at the finished product. Right? Look at the finished product. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I can speak into it for you guys. I'm saying, damn, that's why he's like, damn, if you would just let me finish the pot of soup, you're going to love the soup. Stop focusing on the individual ingredients that hurt you here and broke you there. No, just focus on what the soup is getting ready to become. You're going to see it. You'll see it. Yeah, masterpiece. The person you are today is not the final version of who you will become. That's the realest thing I can ever tell you. The person you are today, beloved, is not the final version of who you will become. You got to give yourself some grace. You're in the stage of becoming. You're in the stage of becoming right now. Think about a movie set. If you've ever seen the behind the scenes of a movie being produced, there's nothing attractive about it. The behind the scenes is ugly. You got lights everywhere. You got cameras everywhere. You got people running around and makeup artists running around. You got stuntmen everywhere. You got car explosions, but you see it wasn't the real explosion. It was just fireworks going off. You see the behind the scenes. Now, when you see the movie gonna be off the chain. You ain't gonna see none of them people from the behind the scenes. So, you got to understand that you're looking at your life from the behind the scenes perspective. When other people see your life, they only see the movie. You see everything that went wrong. You see everything that was broken. You see everything that was cracked and fractured. You see everything that hurt you. When other people see you, they only see the movie just like you do when you go to an actual movie theater. People don't see you how you see you. And it's so important for us to understand that. And so that's why it's so important to fall in love with your behind the scenes and not be focused on the outcome and when is it going to happen and what day is it going to happen for me, but just fall in love with your behind the scenes. Your behind the scenes is supposed to be ugly, beloved, but you're the only one that have access to it. You and God are the only ones that have access to it. Nobody else has access to it. Which is why nobody else should be on some pedestal in your mind above you, because you are the only one that's been there since day one. You were there since day one. Everybody else is just now coming in. I'm gonna make somebody that's watching the movie more important than the one behind the scenes. You are the director, the producer, the script writer, the actor, the artist. You are all of it. What do you mean somebody else is more important? That part right there, Tara. Yeah, you came in by yourself, you're gonna leave by yourself. What are we talking about here? Yeah, you're the main character in the movie. Everybody else is just role playing. Let me say this to you. If you're the ocean, be the ocean. If you're the ocean, be the ocean, beloved. Don't become a pond just because the people around you can't swim. Don't become a pond just because the people around you can't handle your depth. God did not create you to silence your voice, to silence your growth, or to make your potential, or to lessen your potential to make somebody else feel more comfortable around you. See, the right people will not feel your depth. They'll swim in it. See, the real you is hidden beneath everything that society told you to become. The person you are today is not the final version of you. It's just a preview into who you are becoming. You can outrun people, but you can't outrun who you keep choosing to be. You can outrun people all day long, but you can't outrun who you keep choosing to be. You cannot build a stronger life until you decide to build a stronger you. See, growth isn't about what you gain. Growth is about what you are willing to let go of. And most people say they want power, but they continue to entertain the very habits that are draining their energy. Yeah, I want to be powerful, coach, but you're entertaining the very habits that drain your energy. Because if you can't lead yourself, you'll never be able to lead someone else. And that's what God is saying to us. The first person that you are supposed to lead, beloved, is you. Self-leadership is self-mastery. I got to be able to lead me before I can even think about leading someone else. Because if I'm not an asset to me, I'll never be an asset to you. See, people say that they want change, but then they continue to entertain all of their excuses. Your excuses don't pay you, but we entertain them as though they do. The day that you decide to truly keep your word to yourself is the day that you become the most powerful version of you. That day right there is so important. The day that you decide to keep your word to yourself, not negotiate with yesterday's version of you, not negotiate with your feelings and emotions, not negotiate with the should stories and I see potential in them. The day that you decide to keep your word to yourself, you become dangerous that day. And let me tell you why. Because so much of your pain and so much of your suffering comes from you not keeping your word to yourself. Oh, I'm gonna leave my job, you still there. I'm gonna leave the relationship, you still there. I'm gonna start working out, you still haven't done it. I'm gonna start that diet, you still haven't done it. This is what I'm saying. And then we wonder why we lack confidence and We lack self-trust and we have low self-esteem because you programmed your mind to not trust you. You don't follow through on what you say. Your mind is like, I'm not going to trust you. I'm going to give you that doubt, though. I'm going to give you the fear. I'll give you that because you don't come through for you. See, we'll keep promises and guarantees to other people because your reputation is tied to that. But you don't keep the promises and guarantees to yourself because our internal relationship and our internal reputation gets damaged by our trauma, gets damaged by our pain. So you keep it to somebody else. I'm talking about you go out your way to make sure that you keep some promise and guarantee for somebody else. But we just don't keep that same energy when it comes to ourselves. You don't keep that same energy. That's why self-trust is the most important thing because that's really where your strength comes from. I know I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. If I say I'm leaving that job, I'm leaving it. If I say I'm leaving the relationship, I'm leaving it. If I say I'm leaving the friendship, I'm leaving it. If I say I'm not going to tolerate this, I'm not going to tolerate it. If I say I'm moving away from that, I'm doing it. That's how you build your confidence. That's how you build self-trust. Nothing more important than self-trust because that's where all your fear comes from and the insecurity and the worry and the stress. Your self-trust isn't powerful anymore. Miss O, what's up, beloved? It's just mind-blowing to me. We will keep all of these promises and guarantees to other people. We just won't keep them when it comes to ourselves. See, the most powerful version of you lives on the other side of the work that you keep avoiding. The most powerful version of you lives on the other side of the discipline that you won't implement into your life. That's where it lives. Some of you guys are trying to force your seed into the wrong soil. And that's what's hurting you. Paige, what's up, beloved? You're trying to force your seed into the wrong soil. And that's what's hurting you. See, let me qualify that. There are certain plants that will only grow in certain environments. In that desert, you will find that cactus, but you will not find the pine tree because that environment supports everything that cactus needs to become what it is supposed to be. And for some of you guys, the toxic relationship, you've already outgrown that. Certain people, you've already outgrown that. See, your purpose is also tied to the environment that you're in. So you got to understand that certain people, you've already outgrown. Think about a fish. A fish can only grow in proportion to the size of the bowl or the tank that you have it in. Now, this fish might have an opportunity to become massive, but if you've got that fish in a tiny bowl, the fish can't grow anymore because the bowl won't allow it. It will biologically, it will literally stop growing, not because it doesn't have more potential, not because it can't become bigger, because its environment won't allow it. And for some of you guys, that's you the fish in the story. So that relationship that you're in, you can't grow anymore. The friendship that you're in, you can't grow anymore. The environment that you're in, it doesn't support your growth. It doesn't support who you're trying to become. You can pray all day. It has nothing to do with your prayers. It has everything to do with you hanging on to people, places, and things that don't foster your growth. People that remind you of who you used to be, not who you are becoming. People that reflect your past, not your purpose. People that reflect your yesterday, not your tomorrow. That's the problem. So you're taking the seed that you are, but it's planted in the wrong pot. It's planted in the wrong environment. And the same thing with the plant. You can plant a plant in a certain pot, but that plant will never grow beyond the size of the pot you have it in. Because once its roots start to grow, it will limit itself to the size of the pot. So some of you guys are planted in environments where you just can't grow anymore. You can't evolve anymore. You can't become more. Not because you don't have the potential, not because God is punishing you, but because your environment won't allow it. And you won't love yourself enough to remove yourself from the environment because you've allowed your ego to convince you, or your attachments to convince you, that you can't find better than what you have right now. You can't make it on your own. You can't get better, because that's your pain talking. The moment that you start thinking that way, that I can't get better than what I already have, that's an illusion of your thinking. See, the love of your life is the fully healed version of yourself, not the person you wake up next to. And that's the one thing that's the one gift that we never give ourselves. Most people have never experienced the most powerful version of themselves. You ain't experienced the best you yet. Damn, man, you haven't experienced the best you. The you that's fearless, the you that's confident, the you that's healed. The you that no longer has all these attachments, the you that's not chasing validation, the you that no longer looks for approval, the you that doesn't edit yourself to be what other people need you to be so that they can be more comfortable. You ain't gave yourself the gift of you yet. So damn what you think you're getting from them. What about you? And that's what God is saying. You ain't had the best you yet. That's why this is so important. See, the greatest tragedy in life is not death. The greatest tragedy in life is never discovering who you could have become, what you could have been, what you could have touched and tasted, and the places you could have traveled. That's the greatest tragedy. Doesn't matter who you found along the way. Did you find you? Because if you didn't find you, what did you find? The greatest gift you will ever give yourself is the fully healed version of you, not somebody else, not your friends, not your family, you. I need to see who I am when I become the most powerful version of me. Now, I'll add people to my life as long as those people are aligned with who I am becoming. But the moment you're no longer aligned with who I am becoming, I got to let go of you. I'm like that ship. When you think about that cargo ship, right? That bad boy is out in the ocean. That cargo ship is swaying this way and it's swaying that way. It's swaying this way. Why? Because there's a major storm coming. You got these giant waves brushing up against the side of that cargo ship. So that captain has to make a decision. He said, listen, we got to let some of these containers go. Because if we don't let some of these containers go, this whole ship going down. So instantly the crew starts to let some of the containers go so that the ship can keep its balance. And that's you. That's your assignment. What containers do you need to remove from your life? The containers being a metaphor for different people that no longer serve you, that no longer add value to your life. Which container? The ship ain't gonna make it if you don't start removing some containers. I'll tell you that now. Because some of you guys are trying to take people to the top with you that don't even want to see you at the top. And one thing you got to understand about a ship is that a ship is designed to take you someplace. So if your friendship, partnership, or relationship isn't taking you to where you want to be, then you have to abandon ship, period. Jesse, what's up, beloved? That part right there, Tara. That part right there, beloved. I appreciate the gifts, you guys. Nicole, thank you, beloved. Yeah, some of you guys on the wrong ship. Tell you that now. And it's crazy, Lynette, that you say that, beloved, about being on the wrong ship. It's crazy that you say that. It's crazy that you say that. Let me tell you why. It's crazy that you say that. Let me tell you why. Because if you had, in real life, if you had really gotten on the wrong ship, you was abstracted. Maybe you talking to your kids back home, right? You messed around and got on the wrong ship. This ship been sailing for about an hour now before you discovered that it's not going where you thought it was. You're going to do everything in your power to get off that ship. You ain't going to be comfortable. Ain't no going to the buffet. Ain't no, ooh, let me go over here and have drinks. I don't want to go and see the mall inside the ship. I don't want to do anything. I want to talk to the captain. The only thing I want to do is figure out where this ship is going and where can I get off at. Because you're not going to enjoy that ship. Why? Because for every minute on that ship, it's only taking you further away from where you really want to be. Okay, freeze that thought. Why don't you do that in your real life? See, your relationship is just like that ship. But we'll sit there in the relationship knowing it's not taking you to where you want to be. Ain't no urgency to get out. You ain't trying to talk to nobody. You ain't trying to do nothing to get out the relationship. 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, you still there. I'm talking about you beating the captain's door down on the real ship. I need to talk to the captain. I need to talk to the crew. I need to talk to whoever it is that's responsible for helping me get off that ship. You're going to be uncomfortable the whole time, but you're not uncomfortable with your life. We wake up to a life that we don't love. You ain't no urgency going on. Our body then picked up some weight. No urgency going on. We live in check to check and living beneath our no urgency going. Where all that urgency from the ship go? Why don't you bring the urgency that you would have on that ship to your life and watch how your life changes? That urgency to get yourself fit. That urgency to get your finances right. That urgency to get your body off the chain. That urgency to have your relationship off the chain. If you would bring the same mindset from that ship to your life, your whole life would be changed six months from now. 6 months from now, you'll be a totally different person. I'm talking about totally different. But we don't move with urgency in life. We'll settle for less than we deserve, tolerate things that we shouldn't, not speak our truth, edit ourselves to be what the person needs us to be. And then we wonder why we don't become powerful. I'm telling you right now, if you were really on that ship, you would not be, you'd be sitting there clutching your purse like, I don't want to party. I don't want to go to the bar. I don't want to see the sights. I don't want to put on a swimsuit and ride the rides. I want to get off this ship. And the whole time, your mind would be figuring out, how the hell do I get off this ship? That's all you would be thinking about. If you bring that same energy to your life, it'd be game over. It's just funny to me, the things that bother us and the things that don't. You said, how do you know when awareness is telling you to move? Your answer is in the question. See, your answer is in the question, beloved. And what I mean by that is sometimes we will have a line of questioning, and the line of questioning is the answer. What we're looking for is somebody to confirm what we already believe to be true, right? Oftentimes that's what will happen. But your spirit, in what will happen is that really we're waiting for our heart to catch up to what our spirit already knows. Your spirit already knows it's time to leave. But your heart is still in it for some reason, right? And I get that part. And so that's why this is such an important conversation. That's actually a beautiful
question, Lamika. That's a beautiful question. Because I say that to people all the time. When you see that question, that question, there were some patterns or some behaviors or some actions. There's something that happened that triggered that line of questioning. That's what I'm trying to say. So when I say that the answer is in the question, that's what I mean. And I tell this to people all the time. Like when you say to a person, "Do you still want to be with me? Do you still want this relationship? Do you still think this is worth fighting for?" The answer is in the question, right? The answer is in the question. In other words, there's something about that person's behavior that triggered that line of questioning. So what I'm really looking for is something outside of me to confirm what I already know to be true, that something's off here, something's not working here, right? And so again, what your spirit is waiting for is for your heart to catch up to what it already knows. Does that make sense? You guys understand what I'm saying? Lamika, does that make sense, beloved? Yeah, yeah, because yes, short answer uh, to your question, beloved, is yes. And the reason why another actually I love your question because it it opened up a different part of my thinking. Um, and I'm only and I'm throwing different things out there because I don't have context, right? I'm kind of in the blind here with respect to the actual situation. I could speak with a lot more accuracy if I knew the actual situation. But when let's just say there's a person, right? There's a person in your life, and you've been working on yourself, and you've been studying, and you've been growing, and you've been evolving, and they pretty much are the same version of themselves that they were when you guys first came in contact, right? Yeah, they're a little bit older and maybe picked up a pound here or there, but for the most part, they're still the same person. Energetically, you guys are no longer aligned, right? Because the version of you that you were and the version of them that they were when you guys first met, you only met because energetically, you guys were an energetic match, and you grew, you evolved, you became more, and you guys were no longer matched energetically. That doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make you bad. You guys are just no longer an energetic match, meaning you evolved beyond that relationship. And that's the problem because your heart will still try to stay in it, but your spirit is already like, we need to move on from here. So that's what I mean when I say, your spirit is waiting for your heart to catch up to what it already knows. That's what I mean when I say that. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Queen Ella, what's up, beloved? Craig, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. You said, can they catch up, Jamila? Great question. Great question. Absolutely. 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 They can absolutely catch up. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the best. Jincy, great question. You guys are throwing some phenomenal questions out. Yeah, short answer, yes, to both questions. But Jincy, you said, can you guys transform and grow together? I think that's the best protection and the best security for the relationship, because what actually protects the relationship? Think about what I'm saying. We go out and we get life insurance, and we get, medical insurance, and we get dental insurance, we get car insurance. We put all this protection around us, but we don't have any protection around the relationship. And well, what's the protection for the relationship? Emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-mastery, consciousness. Because I'm bringing the best version of myself to the relationship, and my partner has an opportunity to bring the best version of themselves to the relationship, and that's what's going to protect the relationship.
The two people that study self-awareness, they're going to become so powerful because they're not going to be looking for anything outside of themselves. You're not going to have to worry about the cheating and the disrespect and the verbal abuse. You're not going to have to worry about all of that because your partner is becoming something different. And that's what, because your partner is going to understand what you are. Self-awareness helps you to understand that when I hurt the branch, I hurt the tree. Your partner is the branch. God is the tree. When I hurt that branch, I'm hurting the tree. The branch is just a tree in a different form. And when you study self-awareness, I would not think about hurting my partner, because when I hurt her, I'm hurting God, just in a different form. Right? But when you lack self-awareness, you're not thinking like that. Great question, Queen Ella. Queen Ella's question up there for me, please, beloved. No, it won't work, beloved. And the only reason why it won't work is because you guys won't be an energetic match anymore, right? You'll understand things that they are completely blind to, and they'll think you're crazy for how you see the world, and you'll think they're crazy for how they see the world. So you guys your vision is no longer the same. See, the beautiful thing, when you meet people before self-awareness, you guys have the same vision, because you see in the world through your pain, they're seeing it through theirs. You see in the world through the arrangement of your mind, they're seeing it through the arrangement of their mind. So you guys have similar vision. You can build a life with that person, but the person that's awakened and the person that's not, they see the world totally different. Remember I say this before, because you don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. So you see things that your partner doesn't see, and then you're going to always feel like you got to slow down and break things down to them and slow down to do this. Your feelings are regulated, emotions are regulated, nervous system regulated, consciousness regulated. You understand the difference between mind and brain. You understand the difference between consciousness and awareness. You understand your shadow. You understand they pain online, ego online, the trauma online, suffering online. And you ain't gonna want to deal with that. And the most unattractive person is the person that doesn't want to transform themselves. That person is totally unattractive to me. Totally unattractive. Yeah, beloved. Now, see, here's the thing. It just, like I said again, you guys. But see, what's beautiful about that is some relationships are designed for you to be born out of. God planted you in that relationship, because without that relationship, without him, you would have got here. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. I don't know who he is, but what I can say is this: he's so instrumental in who you are right now. Not because he gave you the information, not because he gave you the book, not because he sat there and read anything with you. He's instrumental because that relationship sets your life on a certain course so that our paths can cross, so that you could become unlocked. So he's important. And if he treats you good and he supports your growth and he supports everything you're doing and everything you're becoming, keep rocking with it. But the only thing about it is that what's going to happen is that you're going to always have to come down and meet him where he is, because he'll never be able to meet you where you are. And as long as you're okay with that, you can make it work. It's the fish and the bird. One day a fish and a bird, they fell in love. But the whole time they were fighting, are we going to live in the water, or are we going to live in the air? See, when you have a person that's awakened and someone that's not, it's the fish and the bird. Now, the fish and the bird really love each other, but they both see the world completely different. The bird doesn't want to live in the water, and the fish doesn't want to live in the air. And so that's a decision that you're going to have to make. And hopefully that makes sense. That part right there,
Lamika, that's a excellent point. Yeah, it's not because again, I have to at some point in time, I don't want to say, I don't use, I'm gonna use the word dumbing down just for lack of better phraseology, right? I've got to dumb down who I am to be with my partner, even though my partner has the same opportunity as me, right? But if that person treats you good, and if that person, supports you, and if that person doesn't really resist what you do, and if they don't disrespect what you do, right, then keep rocking with it. As long as the person isn't hindering your growth, it's really what it's all about. That part right there, MBiz, that part right there. Nah, but in the end, to your point, beloved, successful one, yeah, it's not a great match. The person that's a great match for you is the person that challenges you, because in awareness, you need to be challenged, right? Let me say it this way: the best thing you can do for a person is to challenge their beliefs, because it's your beliefs that keep you stuck. Nothing else is keeping you stuck, but something you believe is keeping you stuck. Something you're clinging to, something you're attached to. So when you got a person that's on that same level as you, like, we need to be studying, we need to be growing, we need to go hit the gym, let's go get this business started. Let's go and go for a walk, let's go do this, let's have more, become more, right? When you got that person, oh man, that's a whole different type of relationship. You said, is love enough? That's a beautiful question, Jamila. That's my favorite question in the world right there. That's my favorite question in the entire world, Jamila. Not enough people ask me that. That's my favorite question in the history of favorite questions. That's my favorite question of all time. Hands down, favorite. Is love enough? That's my favorite question. Is love enough? Sleeping people, double down on the sleeping part. Sleeping people will tell you that love is not enough. People who are not awakened, people who are not emotionally intelligent will tell you that love is not enough. But wait a minute. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Nothing would be here on this planet without love. God is love. How can he not be enough for your tiny little relationship? And it's mind-blowing to me. See, what we don't understand, one more time, listening to sleeping people, what we don't understand is all of the other ingredients that you think make a relationship complete are just different aspects of love. Attention, affection, communication, respect, loyalty, commitment, empathy, compassion are all just different forms of love. They're just love. They're all underneath love's umbrella. Love is all there is. It's beyond what your relationship requires. It's more powerful. See, here's the problem. People don't know what love is. That's problem number one. The people that say love is not enough don't know what love actually is. That's like you saying God is not enough. The universe is not enough. All of that is comprised by love. So it's all your relationship needs. But everything else that we point to say that makes a relationship complete is just love in a different form. Again, compassion, empathy, respect, attention, affection, understanding are all just different forms of love. Meaning I can't give you those things if I'm not coming from a place of love. Consideration, the number one thing, because that's the highest form of love in a relationship is consideration. Right? Consideration is the highest form of love. When I consider you
before I make a choice or decision that might hurt you somehow, some way. And so all of these things are just different aspects of love. I can't give them to you if I'm not carrying love in me at that time. That's what I'm saying. I can't give you compassion if love's not in me. I can't give you consideration if love's not in me. I can't give you empathy and understanding if love's not in me. See, this is why we don't get those things in relationships, because love's not in that person. It's not that they don't want to give it to you. They can't give you what they don't possess. They can't give you what they're not carrying. And another form of love that we don't talk about, great lob on that, is transparency. When I love you, I'm going to be transparent with you. But again, I won't be transparent with you if I'm not operating from the right vibrational state, from the right vibrational frequency. Because now I've got something to protect. I've got something to hide. No, so these are just all different forms of the very thing that we're talking about. So going back to your original question, is love enough? Love is all there is. There is nothing else. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. You have love, and then you have the absence of love. And the absence of love is abuse. The absence of love is violence. The absence of love is disrespect. The absence of love is manipulation. The absence of love is cheating. The absence of love is lying. The absence of love is betrayal. When people do these things to you, it's because love was not in them at that time. Yeah, I cheated on you, but I love you. That cancels that out, beloved. That one statement cancels the other one out. What do you mean you love me, but you cheated on me? Where was the love before you made the decision to cheat on me? Love should have been so powerful in you in that moment that it brought you home, that it pulled you away from the situation. The love in you should have been so powerful that you never even considered giving what you promised to only give me to someone else. So the moment that person comes home and tells you, yeah, I cheated, but I love you. I love you. That doesn't go together. Because love would have never allowed that. Love would have never allowed it. If genuine love is there, cheating would not be there. Disrespect would not be there. Violence wouldn't be there. Manipulation wouldn't be there. Put my hands on you wouldn't be there. Verbal abuse wouldn't be there when genuine love is present. When my attachment is there, I can hurt you. When my attachment is there, I'll disrespect you. When my attachment is there, I might abuse you. When my attachment is there, I'll project what I am onto you. See, an attachment looks like love, but it's not. It's only the attachment is trying to be love, but wearing a different face. So what most people call love is really just their attachment. They have an attachment to you. And that attachment is predicated on need. That's nothing to do with love. There's something that person needs from you. They either need your resources, or they need what you provide, or they need the freedom that you give them, or they need the lifestyle that you give them. See, some people love you and some people love their need of you. And if you're not self-aware, you won't know the difference between the two. Do you love me, or do you love what I provide? Do you love me, or do you love what I bring to the table? Do you love me, or do you love the freedom that I give you? Some people love you and some people love their need of you. And if you're not awakened, you will not know the difference. Yeah, I'm telling you this all the time. So that's why when people ask me, okay, coach, my partner cheated on me and I'm thinking about letting them back in or giving them another chance. And the first question I ask, do they love you? Yeah, they love me. How? How? Make it make sense to me. I'm not telling you don't do it, but how? Love is the most powerful force in human history. When you are in possession of it, you would not consider cheating on your partner, hurting your partner, betraying your partner, disrespecting your partner, none of that. So if you have the power to do it, it was never love. It was just your attachment. So one more time, They cheated on you. Wonderful. Where did the love go during the period that they were cheating? Did they leave it in the car? Did they turn it off and put it in their briefcase? Did they turn it off and put it in their purse? And then when they came out of the Motel 6 or whatever hotel they was in, they turned it back on and they came home and activated it again? Is it like a cell phone plan that you can turn on and off? Because that's not love, beloved. If I can cheat on you, I don't genuinely love you. Period. And I don't want to be with a person that has love that you can turn it off and on. You mean to tell me that the love that you have was so weak that you can turn it off, go in the hotel, give somebody what you only promised to give me, and then you can come back out, reactivate it again and come on to me? That's what you're telling me? That's what you letting back in your life? That's what you're telling me with a straight face? That you want to be in a relationship with someone that has the power to turn their love off? Go have a full-blown experience with someone else that they promised to only give you. Come out of the room and reactivate the love like a cell phone plan and come home to you. And the only reason why that person was truthful to you is because you caught them. Not because they're a good person, not because they genuinely love you, not because they felt so terrible about what they did. No, the person got caught. That's why they said what they said. See, love is black and white. It's black and white, beloved. Loyalty is black and white. There's nothing confusing about it. It's black and white. See, most people aren't loyal to you. They're loyal to the opportunity that's in front of them at that time. That's what most people are loyal to. And this is why it's so dangerous to be in a person that doesn't work on themselves. Because when that opportunity presents itself, I'll go back to my original point about the person that cheats on you, that tells you that they love you. Okay, well, guess what? Even when that person tells you, I'm sorry, right? And they really look like they're sorry. Really what they're sorry about is the fact that they got caught. But let's put that over here. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, well, the cheater still lives in me. And I tell you guys this all the time. People do not change. We evolve. We transform. But every version of yourself that you have ever been throughout the history of your life, you still are right now. So if you were an alcoholic, even though you may not have had a drink in 10 years, the alcoholic still lives in you. If you used to smoke, even though you may not have smoked for 5 years, the smoker still lives in you. And if you have cheated on someone, and you begged and pleaded to get back in that person's life, the cheater still lives in the person. So the $1 billion question is, what's going to happen 6 months later or a year later, once that person sees someone else again that triggers the cheater in them? That's why you don't take the alcoholic to the bar, because the bar will trigger the alcoholic. Doesn't mean they're a bad person, but they can still be triggered. So what's going to happen when the cheater in them gets triggered again, when they get desensitized to you? Because see, when you let the person back in, let me tell you what they're going to do. They're going to become a character. Doors going to be opened again, flowers being open, being given to you, meals being cooked, everybody's nice. We on the couch, arm around you, all the pillow talking going on. You're going to get all of that because that's just me rocking you back to sleep. And then I'm going to get desensitized to you again, and then the cheater's going to get activated to me. So I tell you guys this all the time. For every person that you know, there's a version of them that you don't know. It's not what you know about your partner that's going to hurt you. What's going to hurt you about your partner is the version of them that you've never met before. There is a version of your best friend that you have never met before. There is a version of your mother or your father that you have never met before. There are versions of your kids that would blow your mind if you could see it inside of every person that you know. There's a version of them that you don't know. And I'm going to tell you the problem with that. All of your trust, all of your faith, all of your hopes, all of your dreams, all of your desires is predicated on the version of them that they become in your presence. I want you to focus on that. Really think about what I'm saying. Everything that you believe, everything that you love, All of your trust, all of your hope, everything is predicated on who they are in your presence. But here's the thing, anybody can act right in your presence. Anyone can act right in your presence. So the person they transform into in your presence is not the threat to you. Who they become in your absence is the threat to you. See, think about a relationship like this. See, you've been programmed and conditioned to believe that the greatest threat to your relationship is the third person. That could be a beautiful woman, some handsome man. You've been programmed and conditioned to believe that the third person is the threat. So you never look at your partner as the threat. But the only threat to your relationship is the person you wake up next to every day. Because you and your partner are the guardians at the gate of your relationship. You guard this side of the gate, your partner guards this side. The only way somebody can get past that gate is if somebody on the inside opened it. Wake your awareness up, wake your wisdom up, wake your emotional intelligence up. Let me say that one more time. You guard this side of the gate, your partner guards this side. The third person can't enter the relationship unless somebody on the inside open the door. That's the only way that third person getting in there. See, and then you get upset at the third person, but the third person is a gift to you. And the reason why the third person is a gift to you, because they expose the weaknesses of your partner. They expose that version of them that they become when you're not around. That's what got exposed. You need to be celebrating the hell out of that third person. You need to take that third person out to dinner, because that third person just saved you from a lifetime of everything you were blind to. Inside of every person you know, there's a version of them that you don't know. It's not what you see that hurts you. It's who they transform into when you're not around. It's what they entertain when you're not around. It's what they accept when you're not around. It's what they see, because I can only give you what you secretly desire in your mind. I can walk up to you right now with the most delicious chocolate cake. I can't make you eat it. I can cook the most delicious steak. I can't make you eat it. I can't give you anything that you don't already want. So when that third person walks up to your partner, the only way they were able to get to your partner is because your partner wanted it. The cheating didn't happen until they accepted it, until they opened up that gate and allowed that third person to come in. So the greatest threat to your partner, to your relationship, is not the third person. The greatest threat to your relationship is that person you wake up next to every day. Put the focus where it needs to be. Oh, coach, I don't want my man around these type of women. For what? Because they might expose who he really is. I don't want my woman to be around all these handsome men. For what? Because they might expose who she really is. That's what you don't want. You want to live in your fantasy? You want to live out of your illusion? No, I need my woman around the most handsome men on the planet, because I need to see who you become. You need your man around the most beautiful women on the planet, because you need to see who he becomes. How does he deal with that? What's his body language like? What is his facial expressions like? Why is he so nervous acting? Because he don't know how to contain what he really becomes when you ain't watching. That's what you need to pay attention to. I'm going to set my mic down on that. What girl I see, beloved? Jency, what's up, beloved? Trish, I see you. Ellie, I see you, beloved. Yeah, Craig, yeah, we're going, yeah, no. We going to that model convention. We're going to let her sit right there with all the models. Let me just sit on the other side of the room and watch. Let me just see how she interact. I'm telling you now. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you sitting here worried about the third person. Man, damn the third person. No, I want you to go to the party. No, I want you to go to the club. I want you to be around the most beautiful women or the most handsome men or whatever the case may be. I want to see who you become, how you handle that pressure, how you deal with that. What's going on with all that flirting going on? Why all that extra smiling going on? See, that's the real you coming out. I'm sitting here living out of these illusions. I don't want nobody around my man. And I don't want nobody around my woman. You better wake up out of your illusion. Get all them illusions out your mind. I'm telling you now, the person you say good morning to and the person you say good night to is either going to be the cause of your joy or the cause of your suffering. We've been programmed. We looking at the wrong thing. I don't want her around my man, and I don't want him around my woman, and all this other stuff like that. Why? Because he's handsome, and he might bring the real her out. She's beautiful, and she might bring the real him out. That's why you don't want it. So you prefer the illusion. What you think she doing when she's not around you? What do you think he's doing when he's not around you? But you think you're the only one on the planet? You the only handsome one? You the only pretty one? What about all the handsome people at the supermarket? What about all the beautiful people at the gas station? What about when they're at the mall and you're not there? You forgot about all the moments? No, you never, ever, ever live out of your illusion, beloved. This is why awareness is so important. Because most people move through life based on their desires, based on their needs, and all these other things like that. We've been programmed to condition to think that I need to make sure I still got it. I need to make sure I still this flirting is just as flirting is cheating too. It's all cheating if you're in a relationship. All right. Type me in the comments real quick if this is your very first time. Shelly, I see you, beloved. Type me in the comments if this is your very first time on the live stream. If this is your first time with me on the live stream, type me in the comments, please. Let me see how many first timers we got. How many first timers? Again, I teach relationship mastery. I teach relationship mastery. Anyone that's new to the platform, welcome. My name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, relationship mastery, as you just witnessed, 5D consciousness, emotional intelligence. You know, I specialize in helping my students and my clients to become the most powerful versions of themselves. And when I say flirting is cheating, let me tell you what I mean by that, so there's no misunderstanding. The reason why flirting is cheating is because you are giving another person the same energy and attention that should be going to your partner, period. Let me say that one more time. What makes flirting cheating? Cheating doesn't always have to be physical. Doesn't always have to be physical. It's mental too. So anytime that you are giving somebody the same energy and attention that should only be going to your partner, man, that's cheating. Because you're giving that person a version of you that really only your partner is supposed to receive. Flirting is so innocent. And flirt, man, come on, wake up out of your illusion. Wake up out of your illusion. You know, it's anytime I give some other woman the energy that should only be going to you, then what do you have? What makes you special? If I give her the same energy I give you, what makes you special? Think about what I'm saying. If every woman I see, I'm flirting with this one and flirting with that one and flirting with this one over here. Okay, wonderful. Well, what makes you special? If these nobodies is getting the same energy I give you, what makes you special? What's the point in you being in a relationship with me? You might as well not be in a relationship with me and just get flirted on like the rest of them. That's what I'm saying. Anytime you give someone else the energy and attention that should only be going to your partner, that's cheating, man. In awareness, that's cheating. Now you can let your ego convince you that it's something else because that's something you do, but that's only a permission slip you writing yourself to remain the same. If you're gonna be in a relationship, be in a relationship. And if you feel like you need to flirt with everybody, then just be single and flirt away. But commitment is powerful when you're in awareness, because you understand that when I hurt my partner, anything that I'm willing to give, because cheating and flirting is just a gateway to something else. And I'm going to tell you what makes it dangerous. Let me tell you what makes it dangerous. Let me tell you what makes it dangerous. Let's just say you have a person at your job that you've been flirting with. You haven't done anything. It hasn't gone past flirting, but you've been flirting with this person. This person doesn't know you got a whole human being sitting at home. So one day you and your boo is out at some restaurant, and when you guys are at the restaurant, your dude gets up and go use the restroom real quick. He's only been gone for a couple of minutes, but here comes that dude from the office that's been flirting with you this entire time. You know, he all in your face smiling and all this other stuff like that. You feeling all uncomfortable because you know your dude's gonna be walking up at any time. And when your dude comes out that bathroom, he see this dude all in your face. He see the energy is different. This ain't just some regular dude. You know this dude. He has a level of comfort about him, the way he's interacting with you, the way he's talking with you, the way he's standing over you. He sees that. So when your real dude come back to the table to ask you, who was that? Oh, that's just my friend from work. So you sit there lying. Ain't no loyalty, ain't no honesty in the relationship. You sit there lying. And the lie that started the relationship, if you start a relationship on a lie, it's going to end because of one. That's what I'm saying to you. Now all of a sudden he's sitting at the table, he looking all at you and winking at you. And now you with this dude and your dude damn near getting ready to get in a fight, all because you can't keep it together. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And really, you're not committed to your partner, and you're not committed to the other person either, because you don't know who you are. See, anytime that we have a romantic obsession with someone else, you only have a romantic obsession with people because you haven't discovered your purpose yet. There's a void in you. There's something missing in you. And you've been programmed, conditioned to believe that that void could be filled from something outside of you, even though that void is your purpose calling. You think it's time for you to go reach for a relationship or time for you to go reach for a person. No, that's your purpose calling. There's something missing in you. And you're trying to fill what's missing in you with other people and with flirting and with shopping and with all these other things like that. No, that's your purpose knocking. That part right there, beloved, you got a God-sized void in you that not a human being on the planet can fill. How many Louis bags you go get, how many Chanel bags you get, how many promotions you go get. It doesn't matter what you go purchase from an external perspective. It will never fill that void. Never. All right. For anyone that's new to the platform, welcome again. My name is Jordan Williams. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence. I specialize in helping my students and clients to become the greatest, strongest, and most powerful versions of themselves. Red, thank you so much. Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you so much, beloved. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Queen. I specialize in helping my students and clients to become the most powerful versions of themselves. That's my job. As a coach, that's my job. My job is to protect your six. You know, my job is to protect your six. My job is to bring what might be in your blind self. We call that in awareness your blind self. There might be some things that you're blind to. There might just be some things you never thought about, right? Some things that you just never entertained before. That's my job, right? To wake up what's lying dormant in you so that you see the world from a panoramic perspective versus seeing it through your illusions and seeing it through fantasies and seeing it through hope stories, and they might become one day stories. We don't have time for none of that. You got to get all them filters off your mind and see reality as it is and not as you imagine it to be. See people as they are and not as you hope they are, and that's what keeps us from seeing people, because we see them through potential. We see them through who they might become one day. We see them through our wants, needs, and desires. We see them based upon what's missing in us, and thinking that they can fill some void, and they can't. No person can fill the void that only your purpose can fill. And the only reason why you reach for people is because you haven't discovered your purpose. I'm telling you now, the day you discover your purpose, you won't reach for people because people will be too busy reaching for you. They're going to be too busy reaching for you. They're going to try to take you off the market quick because they're going to see what you're getting ready to become. Right? Type no real quick in the comments. If you're not currently signed up for my free thought of the day, type no in the comments, please. If you are not currently signed up for my free thought of the day, type no in the comments, please. Netta, I see you, beloved. Happy Friday again. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday to you all. Free thought of the day. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. It's powerful as I don't know what, but you don't want to miss it. New day, new mindset. New day, new mindset. That's what it's all about. New day, new mindset. Yesterday's mindset won't build tomorrow's empire, period. Right? So I gotta get a divorce from yesterday because yesterday has already gotten a divorce from me. And that's the mindset. I'm waking up today, coach. I'm not bringing my problems and what I didn't fix yesterday. I'm not bringing that into today. Yesterday's wins and losses, even if you won yesterday, it has nothing to do with today. You got to get out of the habit of bringing yesterday's wins and losses into this moment because it contaminates this moment. See, your job has to be this, man. That's nothing to me. I won something. That's nothing to me. I lost something. That's nothing to me. I had this. That's nothing to me. I lost that. That's nothing to me. I'm focused. I tax my today for what yesterday didn't give me. That's how you look at yesterday. Whatever yesterday didn't give you, whatever yesterday took away from you, tax your today. But you don't focus on yesterday because focusing on yesterday takes you out of alignment with today. So whatever I didn't get from yesterday, run the play. I'm going to tax it. You see, I didn't look over there because I don't even want to look over there at what yesterday did or didn't do. I'm just going to tax my today. If I didn't go that hard at the gym, I'm taxing my today. Somebody walked out of my life, I'm taxing my today. I failed and made a mistake, I'm taxing my today. I didn't eat clean like I should have yesterday, I will tax my today. Maybe I drank a little bit too much, I'm going to tax my today. Today will pay the taxes for everything that yesterday took away from me. You see that? Different mindset, different energy. Got time for depression. Depression comes from you focusing on what you can't control. What's out of your hands? What's out of your reach already? We ain't got time for that. Right? So the purpose of the free thought of the day is simple. You want to wake up inspired every single day. That's what's going to happen. You're going to wake up inspired every single day. That's number one. Number two, you're going to wake up to something that has the power to create that compounding effect so that you can get to your purpose, because that's the whole point. That's the whole point of life, is to get to your purpose. That's like you being a tree that never produces fruit. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Do you not see how crazy that is? Come on, walk with me here. You don't see how crazy that is? I want you to picture you got a tree in your backyard. You got one tree. Now you've been living in this house for 2 years. The tree is fully mature, but it never produces fruit. And when you bought the house, the tree was already there. So it ain't like you planted it. The tree was already there. So one day you call the owner and you say, hey, that tree you guys have in the backyard, what kind of tree is that? I never see anything growing on it. They say, oh, that's an apple tree. You say, an apple tree? They say, yeah. But you're looking at the tree like, I've been living here for 2 years. The tree ain't produced a single apple. I remember not one. That's how God is looking at us. He's saying, you're walking 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You ain't stepped into your purpose? Because your fruit comes from your purpose, beloved. Now just imagine how crazy that sounds. You got a tree that's not operating in its purpose. That tree's purpose is to produce fruit, not for the tree, but for you. See, the fruit that the tree produces is for every person walking past the tree. Your purpose isn't for you. Your purpose is for every person that comes in contact with you. Purpose is for people. Your passion is for you. And that's why this is so important. Man, you got to make sure that your tree produces fruit. You can't allow your host's body to expire. You didn't been here on this earth this entire time and you became a fruitless tree because you was chasing people, chasing relationships, chasing validation, needing this from people, focusing on your past, focusing on the story about what broke you. Never don't want to become disciplined. Don't want the consistency, don't want the accountability and the responsibility and everything it takes to become who God created you to be. That's just mind-blowing to me. The purpose of the tree is to produce fruit. Your purpose is to unlock your fruit. Or what was it all for? What was it all for? What you gonna tell God? Oh, I found a boyfriend. Oh, I found a husband. Oh, I bought a house. Oh, I had some kids. Oh, I became Instagram famous. Oh, I was so popular. My videos went viral. That's what you gonna tell him? That's what you're gonna say? You had a good reputation. You were kind to people. But you never discovered your purpose. The number one reason he created you, you never discovered it. Not because you didn't have time. Not because your circumstances didn't allow it. Not because of your upbringing. But because you just didn't want to put in the work. That's the only reason why you won't unlock it. Because you don't want to put in the work. Because you're too busy reaching for people. You're still needing people. And the people you need people as well. So it's just a chain of people that need people. But nobody's ever getting the void filled. The most powerful version of you needs no one. You and God, that's the team. Everything else is an extension of that. I don't know, maybe that makes sense. Anyways, going back to my original point. That part right there, Lamika, that part right there, beloved, that part right there, that part right there. Daystar, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Again, the whole purpose of the thought of the day. Miss OIC, beloved. Man, let that tree out. Please, let that tree out. Let your fruit out, beloved. Let your fruit out. That's why your pain is here. That's why the trauma is here. That's why the suffering is here. That's why it's all here, because your purpose is not. Your pain is there because your purpose isn't. Suffering is there because your purpose isn't there. Your depression is there because your purpose isn't here. When you step into your purpose, all of that's gone. Because nothing is heavier than the weight of your purpose. It's the heaviest thing you'll ever carry. I don't give a damn how much weight they got at the gym around the corner from your house. No weight is heavier than the weight of your purpose. Not a building, not a truck, not a skyscraper. Nothing is heavier than the weight of your purpose. You're like Thor. When you think about Thor, Thor is the only one that can pick up his hammer. Nobody else can pick Thor's hammer up because that's his purpose. And no one else can carry the weight of your purpose but you, because that's how God created you. Can nobody else lift your purpose? Nobody else. Real talk, nobody else.
Come on, Millie. 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 That's a bar right there, beloved. That's a bar right there. That's a bar right there. Um, that's a bar right there. Yeah. So it's, as a coach, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you that now. As a coach, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what God created me to do. He gave me, I'm gonna tell you right now, that he gave me an assignment. He gave me an assignment that I am perfect for. I understand why he created me. He created me to push you. He created me to push you. That's it. We talk about this all the time. God is hidden inside of every person the same way that fire is hidden inside of a matchstick. You are the matchstick. The fire's inside. Your past has been striking against you. Your pain has been striking against you. Your trauma has been striking against you. Who you used to be has been striking against you. And it's time to let the fire out. You got to let the fire out. Because everything fears the fire, but nothing fears the match. Nobody's afraid of the match version of you. The match version of you shows up small. The match version of you tolerates disrespect. The match version of you settles for less than you deserve. The match is not powerful. The match only becomes powerful once the fire emerges. Once the fire emerges, everybody's terrified of that fire. Don't nobody want it with the fire. The forest doesn't want it with the fire. This high-rise building doesn't want it with the fire. Nothing wants it with the fire. You're the fire. That's the strongest version of you. Once you step into your purpose, the fire is out. The match version of you is the weakest version of you. Because the match version of you settles for less than you deserve. Tolerates things that you shouldn't. Normalizes things that you shouldn't. Walks on eggshells. All these other things like that. Because you don't know your power yet. And everything in your past was designed to strike against you so that the fire can emerge. Let the fire out. All right. If you're not currently in my private exclusive coaching community, again, the thought of the day, I'm sorry, beloved Tara, thank you, beloved. Without her, I'd lose my head if I didn't have Tara. I really would. A-Town, what's up, beloved? So the three thought of the day, you guys, copy and paste that link, put it inside your browser, and it'll take you to get the free thought of the day. You guys, like I said, again, wake up inspired every single day. Wake up with something that's designed to help you unlock your purpose. Wake up to something every day that's designed to help you unlock your inner greatness. A-Town, so good to see you, beloved. So that's what the free thought of the day is all about, you guys. Just go copy and paste that link. You're gonna love it. You're going to love it. The free thought of the day is powerful. I love it every day. I get it every single day. And again, so if our paths never cross, if I never see you in the future, I know that every single day a deposit is being made in you. So again, copy and paste that link, put it inside your browser. I appreciate the gifts, beloved. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Again, happy Friday to you all. Welcome all first and last time listeners. So good to see you all. So good to see you all. So good to see you all. So again, that's the free thought of the day. You guys copy and paste that link, put it inside your browser. Go get signed up real quick. It's only going to take you a couple seconds. Kelly, what's up, beloved? It's only going to take you a couple seconds. You guys be ready to go. Whip girl, my pleasure, beloved. My pleasure, beloved. My pleasure. Lastly, if you're not currently signed up in my private coaching community called Mindset Masters, type no in the comments real quick. Let me see how many people, and then we're going to get out of here. Again, happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Yeah, Sandy, I see you, beloved. You guys remember I taught you guys this earlier. To keep this at the front of mind. An emotion only lasts 90 seconds in your body. That's it. An event happens, the emotion is going to last 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, the emotion is gone. It's gone forever. Okay, why does the feeling last for so long? Because of the story you create around the emotion. Because of the story you attach to the emotion. That's what makes it stay. 2 years later, 1 year later, 6 months later, an emotion only lasts 90 seconds in your body and then it's gone. It will never return again. And this is why awareness is so important. Now, if you want to cry for those 90 seconds, do it. If you want to go and yell and shout and scream for those 90 seconds, do it. If you want to go and punch a pillow, do it. But after 90 seconds, I got to let that go. When the emotion goes, I need to let it go. Because if it's out of my mind with respect to the emotion, then I don't need to keep hanging on to it. I don't need to build a story around it, because that's why it's here a year later, 2 years later, 3. That's why your childhood trauma is still here. Not because the event is here, because the event clearly isn't here. But the story you created around the event is. And every time you tell yourself that story, your nervous system responds as though that event is happening in real time. That has to stop now. This is why awareness is so important. 90 seconds to feel how you want to feel. Yell, scream, cuss, whatever you want to do. Set your stopwatch. After 90 seconds, it's over. Right? Learn, get better, move forward. Learn, get better, move forward. Remember, that's a new mindset. Learn, get better, move forward. Coach, I made a mistake. Learn, get better, move forward. Coach, I lied on my application. Learn, get better, move forward. Coach, I failed. Learn, get better, move forward. There's no room for yesterday. There's no room for 5 minutes ago. There's no room for any of that. Learn, get better, move forward. That's the mindset. That mindset is going to keep you operating at your highest vibrational frequency. That mindset is going to keep you strong. That mindset is going to learn, get better, move forward. And anyone that's out of alignment with that mindset doesn't deserve to have access to you. Learn, get better, move forward. I don't want to be in your life anymore. Learn, get better, move forward. I don't want to be your friend anymore. Learn, get better, move forward. I'm going to fire you from the job. Learn, get better, move forward. That's it. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? Punish myself because you're going to let go of the job? What you want me to do? Punish myself because you're going to walk out of my life? What you want me to do? Punish myself because you ain't going to be my friend no more? I'm not going to punish me because of what you don't want to be, that you don't want to be a part of my life anymore. Learn, get better, move forward. Learn, get better, move forward. That part right there, Yvette, you already know our mindset. Again, if you're not currently a part of my Mindset Masters, let me see, type me if you are serious about taking your life to the next level. Because if you're not serious, there ain't no use me even talking about it. If you are plain crass serious about taking your life to the next level, type me in the comments if you're not currently a part. Because if not, I don't want to waste my time or your time talking about it. I'd rather just clear this live stream out. Netta, I think you ready, Netta. Netta's been super active in the chat. I think Netta's ready. Yeah, it's okay if you're not ready. Because if you're not ready, that means you're gonna be lukewarm. And lukewarm doesn't change anything. Let me just tell you guys about the community real quick. We created the community for one reason and one reason only, so that you can become a mindset master. No other reason. And everyone in life is great at something. This is what we're great at, right? So overcoming your fears, overcoming your doubts, overcoming your limiting beliefs, overcoming your trauma, but not just overcoming your fears, mastering fear, mastering your understanding of anxiety, mastering your understanding of imposter syndrome, mastering why doubt appears in your life, changing your relationship with the past. These are all things that we're going to help you do, right? To change your relationship with the past. Because we don't want to let go of the past because the past represents too much value, but we do want to change your relationship with it, right? So what the community is really about is we're a transformational ecosystem. That's all. This is about you transforming. You are already the caterpillar version of yourself.
right? The community is designed to get you to the butterfly version of you, right? So we are the bridge that's going to help you turn your pain into power. Everything that's broke you or tried to hurt you or you're obsessing over or whatever's in your past, you're going to have a different relationship with that. And the very pain is going to become power for you. I'm speaking from a coach from my pain, but I'm on the power side of it now. So we're more than a membership platform. And once you join the community, the first thing you're going to understand is that the community feels like family. That's one of the first things that you're going to realize. Yeah, we're a membership platform, but we're a family. That's what you're going to feel. And what I mean by family is you're going to find your tribe. You're going to find people that get you and understand you because they're becoming what you're getting ready to start the process of becoming as well. Some of them have already become that version of themselves. And it's a beautiful thing. And some of them are still in the process of becoming that version of themselves. So the first thing that we want to do is help you to develop your mindset. That's number one, overcoming limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. Number two, build unshakable confidence. Unshakable confidence. You owe that version of yourself to you. And another thing is no longer seeking external validation because, when you think about it, it's expectations are the mother of suffering, right? That's where so much of your suffering is coming from because you place expectations on people, you place expectations on the weather, you place expectations on outcomes, you place expectations on all of these things. So it's just teaching you how to no longer place expectations on things that are unpredictable and that are changing left and right. That's important. Accountability and growth is important in the community. And because accountability for us just means that I no longer have villains and victims in my story, right? I'm just going to hit the reset button. I'm going to start fresh starting today. And whatever it is that happened in all of my yesterdays, I'm going to see that as an unchangeable part of my life and an unchangeable part of my reality. And I'm not going to punish myself anymore for someone else's behavior. I can't punish me for something that someone else did. No more living in the mental prison based upon someone else's behavior. That has to stop now. And the beautiful thing about the community, like I said, is just connecting with like-minded individuals because nothing is more important than that because you're getting ready to become a version of yourself that you've never become before. Let me say this to you. Your friends won't be able to handle that version of you. Your partner won't be able to handle that version of you. That's why the community is so important. Because as you're becoming the most powerful version of yourself, you need people that see the version of you that you're becoming. But everybody that's in your life now can only see who you used to be. They won't have the mental capacity to see who you're becoming. And that's important. And then, the fifth reason is just discovering your purpose. The fifth reason is just discovering your purpose, right? And the reason why discovering your purpose is so important because so many of you guys, that's where a lot of your pain and suffering is coming from. That's where all of the negative emotions are coming from. They're coming from because of the fact that you are out of alignment with your purpose. You haven't discovered your purpose as of yet. And so all of the negative emotions are what they're doing is they're coming to push you away from the illusions, to push you away from the fantasies, to push you away from the stories that you create about reality, to push you away from the things that are keeping you out of alignment with your highest and best self. That's their purpose. And so you'll understand that as you learn, grow, and evolve in the community. So many of our community members have discovered their purpose. So many of our community members have become published authors, have become speakers, have become content creators, and they're doing live streams like the one that you're watching right now, which are powerful, that these were all things that they weren't doing before they joined the community. And that's why this is so important. So if you are ready to become the ultimate version of yourself, you just get signed up right now. Also, when you guys get signed up, You're going to receive a copy of my book, The Secret of Awareness: How Powerful Are You Ready to Be? This book is a game changer, and this book is going to be essential for your growth and your evolution. So you're going to get this today. Also, you're going to receive a free copy of my e-course. The e-course is not free, but it's going to be free once you guys get signed up today. So you're going to get the e-course, you're going to get the book. Those are going to come in ebook format. Also, my podcast, which is exclusive to the community, the live streams like you're watching right now, which is exclusive to the community. But you're going to get a new you, and that's the reward, right? You're going to get a new you, because look at the you that you are now, and whatever this version of you has been able to produce. Because the version of you that I'm getting ready to help you become will run circles around the version of you that you are right now. It won't even, they won't even be able to be in the same room, because you're going to be so much stronger and more powerful and more confident and fearless and all of these other things. You're going to be, the new you is going to do things that the current you can't do. Let me say it that way. The new version of you that you're getting ready to become is going to be able to do things that the current version of you doesn't even have the courage to do. And that's the realest thing I could ever tell you. So if you are ready to become the most powerful version of yourself, get signed up. But you've got to be ready and not be lukewarm. I want you, if you're not ready to go all in with respect to your transformation, because I'm going to be the coach that's going to be coaching you. So you're going to have direct access to me, but I want to make sure that you guys are ready to go, so that way your time's not wasted, my time's not wasted, and we can start this process of you becoming the greatest version of yourself. The entire community is $29 a month. It's month to month. So you might want to stay for a month. It's only $29. You might want to stay for 2 months, 3 months, whatever the case may be, but it's in month to month increments. And so I've got clients that came and only needed us for a month. We've got people that came and stayed for 6 months. We've got people that have been with me for a year. It's all predicated on you, right? And how long you want to stay, but it's $29 a month. So copy and paste that link, put it inside your browser, and it will take you to the community to get signed up. And that's it. And you guys are ready to jam out. Again, copy and paste the link that Tara has pinned to the grid. So again, you're going to get your book today. You're going to get the e-course today. You're going to get me today as your coach. You're going to receive the community and like-minded individuals, the podcast, the live streams, what I write for you guys every day. There's a ton of things that you guys are going to get. So it's all going to be great. It's all going to be great. So again, yeah. I get asked that a lot, beloved, about putting the book on Audible. I need to. But you guys can get the Speechify app, which is free. And Speechify is just like Audible, because it'll read the book to you while you drive or work out or do whatever it is that you do. So I would definitely recommend, if you don't have Speechify, to download the Speechify app. It'll read it. It'll read the book to you, and it will read it to you in any voice that you want. But I need to get the Audible done in my voice. Neffy, that part right there. Rich, you said that's what you use? Yeah, the Speechify. Yeah. The Speechify is the Speechify is it's what it needs to be. Other than that, are there any community related questions before we get out of here, you guys? Any community related questions? Yes, I got to get it in my voice. Johnny, man, my voice be. Gotta get it in my voice. Yeah, Yvette, I love that. And another thing for you guys that are signing up today, make sure you the community tutorial, please, whatever you do, please listen or please watch the community tutorial, please, whatever you do. Yeah, Speechify is a bad boy. Again, the community tutorial, you guys, for anyone that's getting signed up. Other than that, are there any community related questions before we get out of here? It's in my community, beloved. The podcast is exclusive
to our community. Yeah, it's exclusive to our community, beloved. You know what, Cam? That's what I need to do. Just have AI mimic my voice. We actually we'll get started on that this weekend. Yeah, no, my worth that thought of the day is a bad boy. That thought of the day is a bad boy. Yeah, Tara, let's work on that, Tara. Coach Sonia, let's work on that because yeah, we need that bad boy in my voice. Any questions other than any questions before we get out of here, you guys? Toriana, what's up, beloved? Other than that, I will see you guys Monday. I've got some things that I'm going to put inside the community for you guys. But other than that, I will see you guys Monday. Have a beautiful weekend. Have a beautiful weekend. Before we get out of here, let's give some love to our beloved Tara for holding it down, holding the chat down like she always does, making sure that the energy and everything is always what it needs to be. And it protects the integrity of our community and of our growth in our live stream. Super important, super important, super important. All right, boom. Miss I see you, beloved. Have a good weekend. I will see you guys. Maywood, what's up, beloved? Have a good weekend. I will see you guys Monday. Stay powerful, stay prayed up.